All right. Oh, everybody is pouring in now. Let's see that now. How is it going, y'all?
Good.
What up? How's it
What
going,
up?
everybody?
Good.
Welcome.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining.
It's a decent group. Greg and I came in. We were like, "Oh, it's just gonna be us like riffing for the next couple hours or what?" So how's everybody doing tonight?
You know,
Okay.
Oh, Angel, you definitely got a TV. My mic was muted. You got
What?
you got a TV on. You got like UFC on or something?
Oh.
Yeah, don't get us copyright strike. Just turn it off.
What?
Oh, is it really that
please.
bad? Where it's like they'll hear like
Yeah,
somebody
dude,
throwing a
cops
fist,
play-
and it's like,
dude, cops will play like.
All right, give me a minute. I'll just go somewhere else because I'm not watching the TV. So.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we can just jump right into me explaining the material. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, no. Well, you
like not wasting any time whatsoever.
So let's ask the audience. Like, do you want to hear Marxist dialectics for the next next couple hours, or do you want to
It's
see?
like people say.
I don't.
Like,
I personally don't. I'm a very strong capitalism enjoyer. I would not like to
sure
hear any
everyone's aware of that.
alternatives. Yeah, everybody knows I'm definitely not a critic of capitalism. That's definitely not what I do every single day on this fucking shit. Anyway. Oh, I like your background. It's
yeah,
like
it's like the Nirvana.
Yeah, I figured for this stream I'm going to be underwater. I'm in a different location this time.
You're in a secret location this time.
Physically and virtually.
We're our show is so schizo for Monday that Greg's going fucking undercover.
Reef too.
Oh, Reef's here too now. All right, welcome.
What's up, team?
Nice to see you, Robert, by the way. I think this is the first time we'll be on a stream together. Nice
Yeah.
Like
It is the first time.
Rob goes way back.
Love your stuff, my
Rob's
dude. Everything you do is fire. Like, I have, that's it.
Oh, thank you. You might want to tune in over the next couple of days. I got a couple of bangers coming out.
By the way,
Excellent.
Durden, in Restream, if you go to your settings, you press S, change your video resolution.
Oh,
You get at least 720. You know?
You look like
I constantly have to go back and forth between 720 if like my brightness on my other monitor is too much because
your camera just sucks.
The blurring. Yeah, I mean it's the Logitech. It's like one of the Logitech.
It'll help.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Well, things are.
By the way,
technology.
in case anyone's wondering what the coffee cup I drink from all the time is, it's actually just I'm sure some nerds get this, right?
If we could see it.
It's just blurry.
Don't have my glasses on.
It's
Hold on.
epic vessel
Reading?
Epic vessel of caffeinating. Soulbound offhand. Plus 90 intellect. Plus 120 stamina.
That's awesome.
Dairy socket. Sugar socket. Effect. Awaken the beast. Increase your haste rating by 150 for 30 minutes.
Reminds me of something you get in like I used to get the what are they called, the little like toy boxes you get once a month that just had like random stuff in, like a poster or like little like Funko action figures and stuff like that. And that like coffee mug sounds like something that would have been in one of those like packages. I forget what it's called. Got for like a few months. And I was like,
asking. It's me. I'm Rando. My name is Rando. Nice to meet you.
Oh, you're the Rando today.
I guess so.
Well, okay, Stinky.
Yeah, I still think that's one of the greatest comebacks of all time.
Greg, I have never laughed harder in my life.
Really?
How hard I laughed when fucking we did that. It's amazing.
Okay, did you do names? What are you doing?
I was experimenting with the screens I had.
And I love how Eddie Opper, or whatever his name is, was like, he's like, you guys spend way too much time on Twitter. And instead of fighting that, we were both like,
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, there's definitely like a
You bet.
terminally online element. I think we're all guilty of at times.
Dude, I'm a gamer.
Like,
I'm obviously going to be
No,
totally
Himbo
online.
made a great argument when it was like, dude, it's 23. Like, I could be doing fucking hammer curls and pick up my phone and respond to a Twitter notification. It's not that hard. It's really not that hard. In fact, I probably do that. So, like, it's not like...
It's not a great argument ever because it's like, okay, but you're also terminally online talking
it's
to
like,
me right
it's like,
here.
It's the
I
same
don't know
thing.
what you mean. What are you meaning here?
It's like
I actually figured out a way to reduce your Twitter time. I've been doing this new thing. You guys try it out. Let me know how it works out for you.
Turning off your phone.
No. Actually, what I did is I made a rule in my head where I'm only going to be on Twitter while I'm taking a dump. So, like, actually, what ended up happening is now I'm taking like 39 dumps a day for 6.5 hours.
Now you're just eating tons of freaking.
That's gotta.
I'm
be
just going to the
fiber.
bathroom every like 20 minutes.
That's gotta really be like good for like your colon. That's
Yeah,
gotta be
it is. Didn't help with Twitter though.
So now we're arguing that Twitter is healthy for you.
Exactly.
Twitter,
Keeps you regular.
yeah.
As long as you make
How
that
can
little
we make Twitter a
rule for
healthy
yourself.
platform? I think that's a good idea.
Ow.
Shitting. What other? What can we attach habits to?
For Twitter, Twitter's a habit into of itself.
Making the coffee, or I don't know.
Unfortunately, what it does is it conditions you to like almost shit yourself every time you hear the little like.
Oh my god, like Pavlov, right?
Yeah.
Response. Oh,
Just
Dude, I
fair
turn off
warning.
every notification
no.
for every app ever. You know,
Well, and
I don't need to hear you tell me I got anything. I can go look. You know,
and Twitter is
Here's
so
the thing.
broken that like there'll just randomly be notifications for nothing that's there.
Yeah, you
Or,
notice
like,
how
notifications for stuff that's really old.
Like,
like you notice how they changed it to X and now everything's broken. It's
Oh
just-
yeah,
Mhm.
like all the time.
Well, Twitter
They're like-
sucks.
yeah. Well, Twitter.
I mean-
Twitter previews aren't working in DMs. If you copy the link and you put it in there, the preview's not there, right? If
I
you
will-
change your link to have Twitter instead of X
It
right
works.
now, it previews.
That's so ironic.
I will
It's
say
just the
this
dumbest
That makes
crap.
no
Even
fucking sense.
Twitter
I will-
is like, no, we
I'm
don't have
sorry.
that phone.
I'm sorry,
God.
I will say this forever. Elon Musk is the greatest argument against meritocracy that's ever existed. Period. You cannot find a better
Hey,
argument against meritocracy.
He worked real hard at his family's diamond mines, so you know, don't worry about it.
Was it Diamond
Like-
Mines?
Probably not
Emerald
as hard
mines,
as the-
diamond mines,
Yeah,
one of
Emerald Mine. I
them.
think it was the Emerald.
Probably
Mine,
not as hard as the
It was
people
De Beers,
actually
so-
mining there. But yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys
So-
see that he's all pissed off at Russell Brand for like choosing instead of X?
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Can we look at that for a sec? What the fuck is this?
No, put up the one oh put up the Johnny
What?
one. That's just even funnier, dude.
What
come
What
on.
is this?
Come on.
Come on.
That's like, is that real?
Come
Yes,
on,
that-
Stinky!
That's
Stinky,
100%
no!
That can't be
Okay,
real.
Stinky.
Like you see Johnny there. Johnny responded with
I have to
you have
respond to
this
this
is Johnny's
now.
post. He has the freaking thing with the show the GIF.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, Jeff? Did you just pronounce it Jeff?
Yeah,
Really?
you pronounce it
That's
GIF?
criminal. Go take a walk. Go take
Yeah.
a walk.
I
Yeah.
pronounce it GIF. Or
I thought that's how you
GIF.
pronounced it, GIF, like
Yeah.
peanut butter.
No, it's
I
GIF.
didn't.
It's
Holy shit! I didn't know we had so many boomers here. Hey, boomers! I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, I gotta check this out. I gotta verify this is real because this is fucking unhinged.
Well, I mean, and to be fair, Johnny's even kind of like complimentary to him, kind of, and is like, well, I hope they come around sometime, but
it's like they consider them like part of like the Pat Sock left, like the
100%,
the Haas types, like, you know what I mean?
100%.
Okay, but like,
Who were like really
here's
low.
the thing. The first part of that, of all the American oligarchs,
Like, you
all
already
that-
lost the
right
argument.
off there, you're done.
None of them will embrace communism. That's ridiculous.
Oh,
Yeah, like
this is-
of all the oligarchs, I think this one oligarch is going to
Maybe
totally
they
be
don't
down
know.
with collective ownership over the means of production.
Yeah, I guess
Are
you're
you-
gonna see a little blue check next to MWM in a few days because he's gonna try
Yeah.
and get on that freaking.
Come on,
grip.
man.
Did you drink hydrogen peroxide, sir? What the fuck happened to your brain here? Who wrote this?
To be fair, I think it's mostly Noah,
hydrogen peroxide is safe and effective.
Seems like he's the main op in this thing.
Just like all our medications are safe and effective.
Why don't you ask
Very
your
safe,
new
very
CEO, your new CEO, Linda, what she thinks about this whole thing? Because that's not a red flag at all. The fact that he just hired like a straight World Economic Forum, which again,
she did that video a few weeks ago. I think Greg and I showed it where she was basically like just like trying to promote Twitter to advertisers, and that's like all she does whenever you hear her talk. Is she's just like, oh, it's gonna be this great platform. We're gonna censor the shit out of everybody, so you can post your advertisements on anything.
It's becoming a payment app.
I don't know about like
I don't think they're gonna.
I'm with Reef on this one. I think he just threw that out.
Floating it. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna be a thing. I think like just like throwing that out there.
Yacarino would be like, that's fucking stupid.
I think he was literally just like,
that'll kill.
Elon does this from time to time.
I think he was basically
like he put something out there
and see how much resistance,
how much hate it's gonna get.
Yeah,
right. And then if it gets a ton of hate, he decides, oh well, then I won't do that. Like I listen to the people, guys. See, like man of the people here. You know. Like,
and that's his whole thing, man. He's the only billionaire that knows how to like effectively run PR. Is what you're finding. They're all gonna
Yeah,
that is kind of the argument.
On him,
he's the frontman of the establishment. Like you need, like when you're running a giant like system like octopus, like the United States government, you need frontmen like RFK Jr., Elon Musk. Like there are these. You know, it's sort of like Dr. Shiva has a good point on this. I don't even like Dr. Shiva that much. Like I don't think he's that emotionally intelligent. But besides that, he makes a good point.
Oh, Greg,
he makes a good point saying like there's like you know these
RFK is going to
establishment sellers.
Well, it's like I think one thing Whitney Webb said about Elon Musk that always resonated with me. That she called him
on him.
She called him the like winner of capitalism. Like it's all kind of like preordained sort of bullshit. So like Elon Musk getting like elevated to his position was not just like an accident. Like, yeah, he had the emerald mines and kind of like coasted into like being able to do whatever he wanted. But at the same time,
did you see those community notes on the emerald mines thing? Like Elon had to like clarify. He's like, we only owned like one emerald mine, not two. Like
we didn't exploit that many people. We just exploited a little bit.
We didn't exploit.
We
black
exploited
people.
a smidgen, just as a treat.
Yeah, we totally didn't like colonize this area of Australia and just
Dr. Nick sending Cuddles as right wing.
Did you guys see the community note I got on my biggest tweet ever about Bill Gates last week?
No.
I was like,
you should share that in the private chat. We'll post it up because that's fun.
Yeah, let's bring it up.
Let's do it. Yeah, I missed that.
Yeah, it's got like 105,000 likes or whatever, and all I did was say, if you think Elon Musk buying Twitter is bad, just wait till you hear what Bill Gates is doing with all of the farmland in the U.S.
I saw that. Yeah,
all of the farmland. He's only got 300,000 acres.
I had someone tell me
there's like 3%. He only owns 3% of the farmland.
Oh, you should follow up with a Ted Turner who owns the most land of anybody in the U.S. He has like 2 million acres or something.
People will tell you they're like, oh no, it's only a little bit of land. That's not that much land.
It's like we're in a decaying empire where they're starving people, and the billionaire oligarchs are buying up hundreds of thousands of acres of land each, and that's not a problem. That's not what you focus on.
Who owns the rest of the farmland? Monsanto, BlackRock,
and
like they own the rest.
Also,
why do you feed us GMOs to kill us?
Why do you think they're buying all that land up?
Maybe
because
and
they
that's the point.
Force us somewhere, maybe into some kind of city that has some kind of like time thing.
It's funny. I'm like trying so hard to like hesitate a little bit about like because you're leading into something that we're going to be talking about.
You don't want to go full like chemtrails. They're giving chemtrails.
No, but
chemtrails. They're turning the frogs gay.
I guess as a sneak peek, freaking FEMA recently designated over 400 areas in the United States
Oh,
as,
dude, I've been digging into that all day. It's
and so as
Oh.
what fuck, what is it called? I can't, like, designated as something like resistant zones, like disaster resilient zones, and basically that means that that's all land, like, you know, hundreds of these plots, and there's going to be more over the next 18 months that are owned by the federal government. So on top of like the oligarchy buying up all the farmland, buying up all the land, you also have the government just straight up being like, we're going to set this land as FEMA. And then you'll have to tune in on Monday to kind of see where that goes.
Fred Edwards in the chat. Gates is doing land grabs across Africa too. Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
any
That's not
resources
surprising.
available in the global South.
The billionaires will
You know?
take it.
And would you
Oh.
guys
Or
believe it?
corporations.
Would you guys believe it if I told you that someone in the 1800s actually predicted all of this happening? What's happening
Amazing.
right now?
I wonder who that was.
Yeah.
Yeah. No idea.
Well, he never combed his hair, so he can't be listened to. You know,
Fuck.
It's funny to
like,
me that,
If we ever figure out resurrection technology, I want to bring back Marx just to be like, yeah, so like all your
just to hear him
came
shit on
true.
people on Twitter for a couple days.
dude, how
Oh,
is
you're
that?
saying-
You know, he would get caught up and like he'd be playing Xbox with the rest of us. What do you mean?
He
You
would have
know,
been called a right winger immediately. They would have called him a right winger.
Would
They're
have been
like,
called a Trump supporter on day
yeah, Marx is a Trumper. What is this guy?
I would believe that.
2023, Karl Marx, famous Trump enjoyer.
Oh, I found the Rob tweet. You didn't have to send it anymore.
Yeah, well, I just found it.
Oh
All
my
right, let's bring
God.
it up. Too slow
Here
to
we
the
go.
game.
I am not fast when it comes to this stuff.
Yeah, I'm still.
Yeah, it's
I'm
so
still
funny.
trying
Like
to freaking
they got
work
me on
that.
like a semantic like
0.03%.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah, but it's still the
one
most
guy.
of anybody else.
It's still the most.
And it's also that
It's
doesn't
only-
include
It's
all
also
the
that's
donations to
only his
foundations.
direct ownership.
Right,
It's only
exactly.
his direct ownership.
He probably
So-
through his foundations has millions.
Yeah. So like if it's not Gates directly, but it's something like associated with Gates that buys that up, this
Right,
would be
like-
correct. But
Like the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation or freaking any of his other companies or like
Yep.
it's just. And the other thing is that
the organization we
It was
all-
like we saw in the Netherlands that they're like
He was on
forcing,
nothing.
they're starting
Be
to force
happy.
private farmers to like basically be bought out by the government and reduce their emissions, you know, because they think cow farts are gonna freaking ruin the planet. So like I totally see this grift getting even worse. Like, oh, they're just gonna snatch up more private land, telling them that they can't like have cows anymore, and then they're just gonna sell it to, you know, these NGOs.
And the funniest thing about all this is that they're not even going to mention the biggest. You all know this. The biggest contributor to climate change that we're all pretending isn't like
Oh, it's
the
just
main
not-
problem.
It's a secret.
Yeah.
It's a secret.
Yeah,
Keep the secret.
totally
Keep it safe.
totally not
secret.
totally not that missing jet.
No. No. Can't
It's
be
not
that.
like it's not like
Can't talk about
mastermind,
9/11.
correct?
Oh.
It's not like imperialism is the highest form of anything or anything. Yeah.
I mean, I'm kind of at the point
Now we're just
where,
alluding
like,
to
I'm
just.
I'm pretty sure that climate change is a bunch of bullshit. So
Oh!
I can say it.
I
mean, I
disagree.
definitely-
to
I
some
definitely
degree
agree
being in
that
Florida.
That's,
Here's the thing, I
that's why
definitely
we're a
think-
network. We gotta-
I definitely think. Okay, I definitely think we're fucking up the planet, and I think
no,
there
the
might
carbon
be a
shit is
little bit
bullshit, but
of
there's ways
merit
that we're
to it.
damaging the atmosphere.
But
No, I can
I
tell you the coral reef bleaching down here is definitely a thing.
Yeah,
You can clearly
Like
measure that. Like,
oil dumping and
you know, it's the fact that capitalism has fucked that like
Well,
prospect too.
I guess
You know,
where I'm coming from with
like
that.
everyone's trying to make money off
Yes.
you know,
M-
ecological
not as real as we
ecological
want
crap.
it to be.
But we also have
that,
forever
like, you know,
chemicals in our air 24/7.
Yes. Yeah, also not helpful. Like any pollution, not great.
Yeah, I
You
mean, I
know?
guess that's true.
And that's not even
Like-
like the phthalates, the fucking fluoride, all the shit that's in our water and our food.
Right.
Well, yeah, and I guess that's what
Japan
I'm kind
is
of
dumping
separating
radioactive
how
water
people
into the
understand
ocean.
climate
Like,
change versus like what's kind of what I feel like is really going on, because you can actually show evidence of like the freaking like forever chemicals and shit fucking everything up.
Chris, you're starting to sound like a conspiracy.
I mean, dude, we used to put lead in gas. There was lead in our air.
I read something recently that like the air was healthier when we were pumping when we were still on lead gas because there were less.
Yeah, that's because we haven't been pumping lead gas for like, but it definitely was literally killing people.
Oh yeah,
Here's
found,
the thing. I just don't trust the bourgeoisie when it comes to like dispensing any sort of like information about anything at this point. Nobody else should either, because
Nobody should.
they're protecting their own class and they're using it to suppress the proletariat. That's the main goal of all of this. I feel like if we ever get into one of those like, oh, we gotta like do all these restrictive things for the environment, they're just gonna use climate change as an excuse to like prevent any kind of like revolution whatsoever. Because I guarantee you, those people at the fucking top know we're like almost at revolution o'clock. They get it. They're not brain dead. They read the room. Everybody's reading the room. Like,
I'm gonna find this O'Keefe tweet where he did an undercover with a CNN technical director, where he's basically like, "Oh yeah, we're just gonna go.
Oh yeah, I saw that
all
one.
in on climate change."
oh,
Let me see if I can find it. I actually think
I'm really funny.
That's some
Well, the
good shit.
Corbett report has a good segment on the BlackRock and climate change.
Like O'Keefe is a little salacious, but at the same time, I think
that's why I like Corbett.
Like
it's very thorough.
the WEF has co-opted the climate movement so hard that like all the actual work of real people doing the research goes out the window that they've been doing for years, because some rich folk actually listened to them and went, oh shit, maybe we are killing the planet. I got to make sure me and my rich folk are going to be okay. So
It's
all of the
about
rest of you
conserving
can
capital.
die, and that should help climate change.
Okay,
Like,
BRB, my cat's
you
up
know.
to some shit. One sec.
So
Yeah, man,
that's the way I
it's
feel about
disaster
it, really.
capitalism 101. There's no bigger disaster, so they're
Yeah.
going to make trillions. There's $1 trillion market in it. And if you read, there's a 2-part book series by Derek Jensen. If you guys have ever read Derek Jensen, he talks about how like the solar panel industry has been completely co-opted, and how solar panels are really hard to like recycle or try to use again. So they end up building up in landfills once they're like not being used anymore. So there's a lot of like evidence out there that the like Green New Deal and stuff like that is just a capitalist like high wire act trick.
Well, yeah, because I saw it's like on what you were saying with that, the
Tesla,
solar
right?
panels. Solar panels last for what, like 7 to 10 years, and then you have to either like replace them altogether. And
and there's no way to recycle them effectively is the other thing he said.
And like I
think
think
it's hard to build batteries that hold the amount that they like connect them to the solar panels as well. So there's a lot of reasons why like capitalists
lithium problem.
Right. So there's a lot of
like we're ripping the
co-opted the climate change movement, and they're thinking we're going to make $5 trillion off of this shit, and they're not going to do it right because capitalists have hijacked.
It's like when they started fucking with us with the freaking the carbon dioxide like recyclers or whatever, instead of planting trees. I was like, okay, you guys are just fucking with us now.
Yeah, the carbon capture.
And you can do both.
Yeah, the carbon capture, whatever.
You can do both. Like,
okay, but one costs next to nothing to plant like a little sapling, and another one costs billions upon billions of dollars for no real like.
It depends on how much. Like, does that actually pull more carbon out of the air than a tree does?
And who profits?
Like.
Well,
like, we
don't even have to do any of that stuff. All we have to do is just like cut the military budget, and then do kind of like what China's doing, which China's building like fusion reactors. So we could look into fusion reactors, which are also clean, super high tech, but we're not going to do that here.
No,
Well,
but
we could invest in infrastructure for once.
China's bad, guys. China's bad.
Yeah, they have a
bad
train
Well, they're
that
commies.
runs on water.
They're communists.
Yeah, China is
have-
communist.
Fucking dirty commies.
Well, that's the
over
thing.
there.
You can look
Dirty
at
commies.
you can look at the rest of the world: hydroelectric
forever.
power.
I'm about to go
Wind
play
power.
the
The Red
dollar
Scare
band
never
anymore.
ended. Never
No.
ended.
Never
It
ended.
Never ended.
Not ramped up.
They
Just moved
yeah,
to China.
we're at like at 11 now. Where like apparently Justin Trudeau. I just saw this tweet today. Justin Trudeau is apparently doing a communist takeover.
Oh, can we watch this video on Trudeau?
For everybody who's not
He got-
familiar, by
he
the
got
way,
rabid.
Canada is owned by like 5 companies. And they dictate whatever the fuck is happening.
What's the
But
cell
yes,
phone
tell
one?
me
Like,
about
you guys
the
have.
communist takeover.
I've heard you guys have really, really bad cell phone service in Canada. It's really expensive
Yeah.
and really, really. What's the name of it? I think it starts with an R, like Rogers or something. Is that it?
Rogers, yeah, Rogers. It's because of the communism up here.
Yeah.
It's
Too much
definitely not-
communism.
yeah, way too much communism. You guys remember that Roseanne Barr shit? We need the workers to own the means of production, but not the communist way.
Not the communist way. Yeah.
Well, that is communist, woman.
Not that crap.
What else is it then? Let me see if I can find this.
I remember Greg was like, communism without the communism, and I'm like, why didn't I think of that?
Oh yeah,
Brilliant.
that's exactly what it is.
And I think Comrade Melody or something was like, McCarthyism is a wild drug.
If Trudeau is actually communist, it would make sense because there's a good chance he's Fidel Castro's kid.
That-
That's a joke, right? That is a meme, right? Like no,
So,
one really
like-
use that.
Have you ever seen them?
When
post
does
together,
the
like, their
being
pictures
base
next to-
kicked
next to
in?
her?
that bait comes out every once in a while. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with these people?
I'm sorry, like, so when do we get our cancer vaccine? That's what I'm gonna ask. When do we get, like,
Well, China's
even
got them,
close
right?
to-
China's got the
Yeah,
cancer
and
vaccine.
so does Cuba. That's what they're
right.
developing,
That's right.
or they have a lung cancer vaccine.
Never.
Cuba,
Not in
Cuba
America, at least.
actually, Cuba is actually outperforming right now, like most metrics in the United States. But they're like, Cuba's a shithole, and I'm like, it
Yeah,
looks pretty good, man. I don't know what you're talking about. What's better than capitalist countries?
I mentioned Doctors Without Borders in Cuban, and with like the context of Cuba being like they're always like the first people to like send their doctors across the world to help people with like Ebola and shit, and like it's always like, oh, but it's a dictatorship, or oh, it's communist, or it's all bad. It's like you can literally be an American and like apply to a Cuban like medical school and like pay like 10% the cost, 5% the cost of going to like a full school in America. They'll like take you and educate you,
And you'll get a better education.
and you will get a
Yeah,
better
Because
education.
you'll go to a place where all of your medical professionals that are teaching you in your classes aren't bought by big pharma. So you'll
It's a
get
very good
actual
point.
like
You
you won't be
guys-
a pill
very good
dispenser,
point.
you'll actually be a medical
You guys
professional.
don't think we're gonna?
That's
need
the thing.
to-
Whenever someone calls me anti-vax, I'll be like, first off, if I went to Cuba, I would take like my wife and I are planning a vacation to Cuba because I want to see firsthand and I want to like do videos on like
Yeah.
dispelling the myths and whatever. If they offer me a vaccine, I'll take it. You know why? Because I know in Cuba, the vaccine is not meant to line the pockets of big pharma. The vaccine was developed probably to actually help the fucking people. So
Yeah, their
I'll
top
do it.
two, Soberana 2 and the Abdallah, were highly effective, but they're not mRNA tech, so they didn't have any of the adverse reactions. They had like a 93% hospitalization reduction because of it. Now that makes that one of the top two or three best vaccines.
Just gonna put
created
out a
during
little
COVID.
ding. We
I
are on
don't
YouTube.
think
And I'm not
Yeah.
pro vaccine.
Yeah.
I don't-
Our
Safe and
vaccine is safe and
effective.
effective. Remember that. Yeah.
I love all vaccines.
Our vaccine is safe
I'm
and
only-
effective.
Love that.
I
Oh,
take
I
the
know, I'm only a
vaccine
doctor. I only
every
have a
day,
biomedical science
subliminally. I
Vaccines
take
are
back
correct.
vaccines are the best. They're amazing.
I want to
love
ask you.
vaccines.
I wanted to ask you, Snow. Are all Canadians this like based-
retarded.
like doing shit like
Oh.
this?
Okay, so Okay, so
Just idolizing him.
here's the problem, and let me know when this sounds familiar. Canadians are being very correct in their criticisms of our liberal government, but they think liberal government is becoming communist, and they think the only solution to it is conservatism.
So is Canada?
I know,
like
a little familiar, right?
Yeah,
This is the whole the cultural Marxism kind of like thing that people are trying to like throw out there, where it's like they're just reactionaries talking about freaking like some reformist bullshit. And
I still don't understand what cultural Marxism is. Like I've asked, what is cultural Marxism? And they're like,
a clue.
well, it's when the government does stuff and I don't like it, and I'm like, okay.
It makes no sense whatsoever because Marxism is just an economic ideology.
Right.
It's
It's
literally
just
anti-capitalism. There's no
ownership.
cultural. You read Marx. There's no like cultural analysis really, other than
No, there
that's
isn't.
it.
Well, I would say that there's a lot of cultural.
Labels are bad.
There's a lot of cultural analysis because a lot of it's geopolitical economy. Like he includes both like politics and culture, kind of.
Yeah, but only insofar as it's to cultural stuff on its.
I'm
own.
also only on volume 1, so like I could be out of my element a little bit.
I've read everything, and he doesn't really address this, but I will say that this Jordan Peterson guy had some things to say, and I really it made me think a lot. Apparently,
Do you even theory, bro? Do you?
I hate being that guy.
Don't do your own research.
that is my least favorite human being on earth because he not only doesn't know what he's talking about when it comes to anything political, but he also has no brain when it comes to psychology, and that's supposed to be like his wheelhouse. I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm sorry. If you think,
Exactly,
I'm sorry.
Rita.
If you think borderline personality disorder is gender locked, I don't know what to fucking do with you, dude. Like, that's not how the brain works. There aren't gender locked personality disorders. It's not like, oh, he's a male, so he has anxiety. Like, if you're that brain, like, did you just do benzos throughout your whole? Why am I asking this? He probably did.
Just so, like, as soon as you said that, I'm reminded of that like that picture of like Jordan Peterson where it looked like he was like hungover as fuck, and his like office is just like trashed in the background. Looks like he like just got divorced or something like that, and just like total.
Well, actually,
He did.
Marxism is pretty much anything I want it to be for the sake of my audience, because I want everybody.
That's why labels are bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What they're gonna do, mark my words, is that as the neoliberal order and the right wing in this country both kind of like increase their authoritarianism, because we all know they're just the elitists. They're gonna mislabel
the Illuminati.
authoritarianism as communism. That's the easiest thing in the world. You just pretend that, and just Americans are too dumb to know the difference, so they assume that when their rights are being taken away, that's just communism, which it absolutely is not. So that's what they're going to do. It's the easiest.
They're
way in the
already
world.
doing that.
No,
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're just going to get worse. Everything
The
that
Overton
is
window,
taking
this
away your
big.
rights is communism. Everything that takes away your rights is communism. When there are plenty of forms of communism that are super libertarian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and I see it
Take
even
that, right wingers.
I see it even from like people I think are kind of cool. Like Forrest Mommy today posted fucking commies, man. Ugh. And it's like, I know for a fact you're complaining about some liberal bullshit, but like, why you're going right to
Oh, God.
communism?
This
Because
fucking
Man, I thought I was.
conservatives need you to think that liberalism is communism. And my theory for this is that they have like a range of like acceptable political acceptable political like adherence, and it has to be like liberal, conservative, and if you go outside that, it's not okay. So the liberals are obviously communists and the conservatives are obviously fascist, but they're like just this much, and like
they're
everybody
the same
else is
thing.
way over here. And it's like, oh, really? You think Joe Biden just doing some capitalist bullshit is communism? Okay.
How is he? I really want to know how he's pro-union. So just appointing a couple of union.
He's not.
He's not.
No, he's
That's
absolutely
it.
not.
So
You don't
He
need
is
any
not.
further
That's the whole
analysis.
None of them.
He's
None of
not.
them are. None of them are.
He
I
is
can show-
pro-union the way that AOC is against kids in cages. It's a photo op. That's all it is to him.
Yeah.
No,
It's a PR
but
stunt.
No, but Robert, she cried in that picture. So
And
I'm
Joe
sorry,
Biden might
somebody.
also cry. He might
let's just
also
remember-
cry.
When he loses,
The
I don't
He'll
think-
cry at the
I
front
don't
of the
think he's-
UAW and make sure there's a bunch of cameras on
so
him.
ridiculous.
I
I
He'll
think
fall
he
down.
lost. I think he lost the ability to express emotion like 5 years here. I think like they keep trying to run like a defragment for his hard drive, and I don't think it's
They keep running out of clones.
No,
Yeah,
this
right.
This is like this is literally like suggesting incrementalism. This is what they're putting on the table.
I'm
it
gonna
is
be honest.
incrementalism.
I'm gonna be honest with
It's
you.
actually
Lisa.
worse than
Joe Biden died 20 years ago.
It's not real. It's a hologram.
I mean,
It's actually a
you
hologram.
see those side by side. Sometimes you're like, wait, what the fuck is going on? But like, anyway,
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm
I
sorry to
think-
be a bit of a nerd, but did anyone play Fallout 4? Maybe
yeah, I only played through it once though because
I played
it's
a little
kind
bit of it.
derivative.
maybe Joe
Like,
Biden's just a synth. You know, he's just like like a pretend human.
So let's just remember that the Democrats voted almost unanimously for the Railway Labor Act, which criminalized striking. Okay, for the railways. So for any Democrat, let alone Biden or Bernie or AOC, any of them, they're all anti-union. They're all anti-worker.
I mean, like what they're about to do with the UAW. You mean like that?
It sounds like I haven't been keeping up as much as I should with the UAW stuff, but it sounds like it's just more corrupt bullshit.
Yeah, they didn't have all of their locations strike at the same time. Instead, they
Right.
only had 3
Yeah.
locations do it, and they're arguing that it's a strategic move because they
It's
didn't
all
have maybe enough
bureaucracy.
money in their.
When really they don't have the money to fund a
But-
real
But
strike.
they have
Yeah,
they have
And there's
hundreds
some
of
truth
millions,
to that.
right?
I mean, I
Hundreds of
had this
millions of
discussion with
dollars.
Indy a little bit, I think on the DM chat,
Yeah.
and so there is some truth to that.
Mhm.
But they could have went, 3 or 4 weeks shutting down all of the UAW plants, and still paid, I think, 500 a week stipend.
No, the UAW is fine, guys. It's safe and effective.
Yeah, of course.
It's just like, obviously, like you're not in it to win it if you're not shutting down. If not everybody's going on strike, then it just seems like you're already like giving up. You're already compromising with the freaking capitalists before you even like go to the negotiating table. You're like, oh well, we're not going to strike that bad, so you can still make your billions every day. Instead of taking it to zero for 4 weeks, we're just gonna just make your margins a little bit hairy for a month.
Yeah, I wanted to address Dr. Nick. I'm actually doing a Starfield playthrough, like in the whole like Metroid kind of universe, where I'm like pretending to be like Samus Aran and just going around and like collecting bounties and shit. Yeah, Metroid's an amazing series.
I want that game to come to PlayStation, but I'm not in a rush for it. I have
Here's what I hate about Nintendo. Like, there's no love for like a PC neckbeard. I built this PC from scratch, and it's better than any console by far because I'm amazing. But not just that. Like Nintendo just like fuck you. If you have a computer, you can go fuck yourself.
I don't
Shit.
I don't understand their thought process on doing hardware and software when freaking the competition just smokes it. Like all they have is
Why
just their
not?
exclusive at this point. Like they should
Why
just
not
freaking
put
license
your
it.
shit on Steam? Who cares?
Exactly. Just license
who
it,
cares?
please. Let me
Nintendo.
download Pokemon on freaking my PlayStation. That'd be great.
Yeah, like I miss it because I was a dude
Take it
that
easy,
grew.
Robert.
Take it easy,
See you,
yeah.
buddy. Always fun.
See you guys.
Yeah.
I never got it. Because like, okay, well, I'm a kid that grew up on normal Nintendo, Super Nintendo, N64. Like, I'm gonna be a fanboy of Nintendo for my life, but I have a computer now, and that's what I do my gaming on. And it's like, so why are you like locking me out from going back to the world I love? I'd love to get caught up on like.
I think one of the
Metroid
other
games
reasons
and Zelda games.
they do it too is like if you ever look at the Nintendo store, they never discount anything. Like you'll find a game that's
they
like
do. They do.
Really? I had a Switch for a little while, and I was always like underwhelmed with the store. Like
I just got the new Mortal Kombat for it. It is the most garbage piece of shit I've ever seen, in a long time.
Isn't it like in an alternate timeline where Shao Kahn isn't the Emperor?
I don't. We should. I don't know.
It's garbage.
Because that's bullshit. Shao Kahn will always be the Emperor. Like, he always has to be. It's like saying, like, Ridley isn't the antagonist of Metroid. Like, you just can't. Shut up.
Final Fantasy VII didn't help me on the path towards radicalization. I want to hear more about that. I mean, I guess it is kind of a critique on capitalism in a way. With
no. Because Shinra.
Because of Shinra, right? Because of Shinra.
Okay, so honestly,
the nuclear energy.
I think this was the real time. I think we were supposed to get to like where like Minecraft 2 is. Hold on, I'll pull up the second picture here.
I remember ColecoVision.
Sorry,
I don't remember it personally because I'm old, but I knew I had a teacher who had a ColecoVision who brought it in one time.
Okay, to be fair though, I'm like in my 30s, guys. I'm not like I'm trying to. I LARP as being old because of like the graybeard thing going on, but I'm not that.
And
old.
yes, you do need to give Disco Elysium a try. I've been telling freaking Snow Himbo to freaking get it. Greg's been telling him to get it. That game is great.
Yeah, I want to get on it.
So I think we've been kind of going back and forth about some ideas, and I think we should do a playthrough on Disco Elysium because it's just a point and click. So it's easy enough to just freaking do like a freaking commentary while just doing a point and click. Like it's like freaking King's Quest from back in the day.
No, I'm totally down for that, and I did love King's Quest. I just like
this is what we're headed towards.
The problem is like I'm playing Starfield now, and I'm like, great, now I have a Bethesda game, and I know how this goes. You don't just quit one. It's just like
you got to keep playing.
It's like, oh shit, I have 800 hours into this game. How did that happen? What did I accomplish with those 800 hours? It's like, well, I wandered around a planet for 4 hours, and then I went to bed, and then I got up and wandered around the same planet.
And 1,000 hours later, he comes out with the special edition, so you buy that.
And now you got to play that too.
Do you see what we could have had?
It just works, guys.
Do you see what we could have had? We could have had Minecraft 2. You know where we're headed towards? Elon Musk is going to cancel GTA 6 anytime now. Just wait for it.
Oh, God. The game that'll never come out.
Oh, Rockstar milks the shit out of their freaking IP, man.
Oh, yeah.
What is Bethesda?
Like, yeah, that's true. Bethesda's pretty bad about it, too. But, I mean, but GTA 5 was literally on 3 generations of consoles.
Yeah.
It came out on PS3.
I got it on PC.
What, 360? So like that's crazy.
I got it on PC, but
that's doing your freaking community a disservice. That's doing them dirty. Like make a new game already. And apparently like GTA 6 is supposed to be like freaking like 4 times as big, 5 times as big.
I saw that. Like, oh, come on, man.
Are you guys ready? God bless America. Land that I love.
I don't remember. So
I don't know the words.
Sorry,
America is great. We love killing people and capitalism. This is the song, I think.
This is the song.
You guys fair enough.
America.
That's the best you get, Bad Cookies.
My home in capitalist land. True patriot. Communism, I guess.
Get fucked.
Anybody else's vapes get clogged all the time?
Speaking of video games, anyone see what's been happening with the Unity stuff?
Yes. Holy fuck,
tons of nonsense.
That is a massive
You want to tell people, Himbo?
Yeah.
Am I out of touch with
for the people at home who don't know?
I don't even know.
It's like what is used to make a lot of the video games.
Oh, the engine.
I'm familiar
Yeah,
with
that's
it.
the engine, right?
Game
Okay.
engine.
Yeah.
What's
Okay.
All right,
going on?
so if I can ever speak,
Sorry.
Yeah.
no, it's okay. I was making a joke. I was
Try
being-
now. Try speaking
I
now.
was being funny.
How about now?
You know what?
Wait, I actually do want to hear about this. So
Hear about,
Yes.
hear about
Please,
wait,
please try telling people.
wait, hear about what? Oh, right, the Unity stuff. Sorry, again, like squirrel. I had some squirrel stuff happen.
Jesus Christ.
What? Why didn't we just call this the ADHD panel? Okay.
Because that's what it is.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Everyone knows.
Everybody already knows.
See anymore if we planned it.
Yeah. So Unity, so for people that don't understand what Unity is, Unity, it's something you enter in Starfield and then you can start a new game. But also, Unity is also a company that has an IDE, which is basically a platform you use to make video games. A lot of your favorite games were created using Unity, because I guess they're dumb and they don't
A lot of your
realize,
favorite movies.
and they
too.
don't realize that C++ is an infinitely better language than C#, and I will fight anybody to the death on that. But yeah, for anybody who's too stupid to use Unreal Engine. Sorry.
But wait, I think I'm
Sorry,
starting.
I'm trying to be unbiased and it's not working.
It's super expensive now, right? Like they take a cut.
Well, what? Yeah, essentially they've changed it to where like instead of them licensing it to you and you can use it for whatever you want, now it's like licensed per download of the product you make.
Yeah,
right?
it's based on like installation. There's like an installation fee.
So they basically get paid out on every single license. Is what
Yeah.
they're trying. Okay.
They're like,
How did it work before? Were you just paid Unity like a negotiated price before you put your product on Steam
Yeah.
or
You
something?
just basically like
Pretty
you know,
much.
like paid them for the service, and now it's like, no. What if we like became the worst capitalists of all the capitalists? Like, it's just like, let's try and get the most profit out of this, and everybody's losing their fucking minds over it. And I'm like, well, I mean, I'm also up in arms over it, but I'm also like, well, you could go to Unreal.
Yeah, there's
And
still
they use
Unreal.
C++, like an adult.
Yeah, the Unreal.
Didn't Unreal what 4 or 5 come out like within
it's
the last
5,
year or
wasn't
so?
it?
Yeah, if you're developing video games and you're a serious human being and not a 12-year-old drunk baby, you should use fucking Unreal.
Jesus.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's the best engine.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Mm.
But like C++ is objectively the best programming language for video games. I will die on this hill. I will kill everybody.
So what engine is Fortnite?
I didn't play
They
Fortnite.
switched to. They were one thing and then they switched to something else.
Nope.
but
They might have their own shit, huh? They might.
I think they're Unreal now.
Are they Unreal
was
now? Because like
I think they're Unreal.
made
by
it look
Epic
much better.
Games.
It's being like-
In like
No, okay, so in 2021 it moved to Unreal Engine 5. So
it definitely shows. It definitely shows. Like I haven't played Fortnite recently because like I played it with some other friends and I didn't really like it to begin with, but
Yeah, it was
it looks
gone.
way better with Unreal than it did before. The freaking current gen update is like it definitely looks pretty
even
good.
Python is better. Okay, Bad Cookie says the correct take. Even Python is better. Thank you. Because
Wait,
Python actually
Far
is
Cry
better
Far Cry was on
than
Unity,
C#.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And those
yeah.
games actually
It
do
showed. It really did show. I'm sorry. Because the memory allocation wasn't great. I can talk all day about this.
Wait, so okay, it's funny you say that because I'm kind of nerding out about this because I like fucking saw something where Howard of Bethesda said that there was a thing with Morrowind.
Todd Howard. Let's talk
Yeah.
about him.
Okay, so Morrowind took up so much memory on the original systems, okay, like the original Xbox, that the
Fuck
loading
yeah,
screen
dude.
would pop up, and they would actually hard reset the Xbox to free up RAM while
Oh,
it's
wow.
doing the loading screen.
The whole hard drive.
That's
thing was-
terrible.
Okay, so I can explain all of this. I'm a huge Bethesda fan, but I'm also a huge critic of Todd Howard in general. Not only because he's a pathological liar, and we've memed it at this point, but also because like I want to explain this. Todd Howard doesn't know anything about programming. He literally doesn't. He has no programming knowledge. So
well, isn't that so? Okay, so I did game development for like 2 or 3 months, and after like the second month of like looking at freaking like just freaking black and white code for freaking months and a half, I'm like, no, I'm out. But like it was my understanding that basically the progression for like game development is to get to the point where you're not coding anymore and you're just telling everybody else what to do, and it's kind of bureaucratic, and you're the idea guy, you're the guy who wrote all the lore. Like Howard was the guy who was like tripping on shrooms when he came up with like some of the fucking Skyrim lore, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, so the problem is Todd Howard never had that background. He never had like that origin to begin with. So when you understand programming and you understand like how game design works, you've got like a different perspective, because it's like I'm going to come up with an idea for a video game, but I have like, like my understanding of video games and how to program them and all that, like to kind of influence my perspective. Todd Howard just walked into Bethesda and was like, I want to work for you. And that's literally how it happened. And then one day they just gave in to his incessant like harassment. And they're like, fine, you'll work for us. And now
wait, that's really what happened? He was just wanted to be a writer or something like so what did he go into Bethesda as? Did he just go in straight as like he couldn't have possibly been a game director right at the beginning?
Hold on, let's
I'm
look it up.
Now. He probably was like a writer or freaking like
I'm fact checking myself right now. And everybody should self-fact check.
I know we're just freaking like nerding out right now, but I'm like kind of curious. I'm like, really? Like, I guess if we're old enough now that I guess like 25 years ago you could still get away with going to a freaking corporate headquarters and begging for a job.
Hold on, I'm liking the chat here.
You couldn't go through. You couldn't go on Indeed. You couldn't go. Not now.
Gamers saying every new Call of Duty is copy paste skins now, of course, because like that's the infinite innovation.
And it's easy. I like fall for it like every 2 or 3 years. Call of Duty, like I fall for it every 2 or 3 years.
Why? Oh, I hate those games.
Because I played on PS3. Like I freaking loved. I loved Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 2. They were like freaking like masterpieces.
You play 1.6. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like
1.6 haven't even made it to the big daddy go game.
Yes, COD is definitely
Reef with the
complex propaganda. I'd agree with that.
Reef with the Wind Fury crit here.
Get on my level. Get on my level with the Counter-Strike.
Okay, I played Counter-Strike in high school. Okay, I played beta. So.
I found it. Bethesda Softworks eventually recruited Howard.
Like they can't even phrase it well. They're like we just caved.
Eventually recruited Howard in 1994 as a producer. His first game development credit for Bethesda was as the producer and designer of the Terminator Future Shock, followed by work as designer on Skynet and the Elder Scrolls 2 Daggerfall. I'm sorry, that was base, though. That was a fucking great game.
I haven't played Daggerfall yet.
He was project leader for the first time on the Elder Scrolls Adventures Redguard.
That sounds like a mobile game or something.
It
sounds like it came out on Game Boy or something.
Okay, wait though. Hold on. We got to give credit where credit's due. In 2000, Howard was appointed project leader and designer for the Elder Scrolls 3, Morrowind, and the expansions that followed. Sorry, but Morrowind is easily one of the best games they've ever made.
It is one of the best games. It is one of the best.
It's incredible.
I would pay full price for like a remake of it.
Me too. Because I'm sorry,
I like it more than Skyrim and the other one, Oblivion. Way more than Oblivion.
You know what I think it was? It was like they had the fantasy setting and all like the RPG elements, but the world was so alien. It's like, wait, hold on.
No,
you guys ride around what?
Okay, this is actually
giant fleas that you burrow into their brain and fuck with their what?
So no, I just remember in the very beginning of Morrowind, one of the first quests you get, the guy gives you like these like his like boots or something, and you end up just like launching across like half the map. And that's like one of my like longest memories from video games. It's like coming across this guy and you put on this like outfit and all of a sudden your jump like launches you across half the map. I was like, okay, this is Morrowind.
One of my favorite memories of Morrowind was like, I'm just starting out and this guy falls from the sky and just dies.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, what? And then you loot his corpse and it's like, I'm trying to fly. And it's
yeah,
like,
that's it. That's what I was talking about.
Okay. Why didn't you like? It's like a Bill Hicks kid. It's like, why didn't you try from the ground, idiot? Like, what the fuck?
That was.
And then
Whale.
Written to be
Looks
more.
like we got ourselves a Rita.
And then it's like, go find my ring. And it's like, I don't want to.
Wait, so there was a remake on that? Remake. So
Well, they're trying to like
if they did a freaking current gen
Morrowind.
remake, I would freaking.
They're trying to remake Morrowind with the Skyrim engine. I think modders
Mistake.
are doing that, but like, yeah. I read
Skyrim
speaking
engine's
of,
so fucking old. It's so old. It shows its age so bad.
speaking of nerdy shit, I read like I watched a video on how this guy successfully broke down that Starfield is actually a prequel to Morrowind, and it broke my brain.
Is that like the thing with like fucking Disney? All the Disney movies are canon.
No, it actually made sense. Like, it's not like a theory. He like points to things in the game that are directly like pointing you to the fact that this might actually make sense. Where it's like, okay, House Faroon and all this and blah blah blah, and he connects it to like Lorcon and like the Lauren Elder Scrolls, and I'm like, holy fuck, is this actually like a prequel? Is this the reason for? Because you get your space powers, right? But they're oddly identical to your Dragonborn powers, and it's like, wait,
Oh, so
does this actually make
interesting.
sense? Anyway, if anyone wants to look it up, just like type in
Does that mean Starfield's derivative? Does that mean it just plays like all the other games?
Insofar as like you can spend 100 hours doing absolutely nothing and then feel bad about your existence, then yes, it's the same shit. I spent a whole evening to the point where my wife had to come in and be like, "You okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just, And I had to explain to she's not a gamer, right? So I had to explain to her, like, yeah, I'm just, like wandering around this planet. And she's like, why? And I'm like, I don't really know. I guess I'm just trying to get the most dopamine I can out of this experience because my brain doesn't produce enough for it, which is an L on your part for marrying me. Anyway, is there anything else I can help you with today?
It's funny.
Classic CX.
Why is Angels? All I see is
that's got to be fake. He's not actually in a pool.
I think he's taking a dump.
There's definitely no.
He definitely is at a pool.
Is he trolling?
Let's watch this. I haven't seen this yet, so I'm really curious about this now. The CNN director thing. I have not seen this.
Yeah, dude, no, play it, dude. Like I was wondering why you didn't play it. The technical director told
you didn't? I didn't. I just saw this. I had no idea about it.
What? I'll send you freaking stuff for our show at like fucking like 3 in the morning, 5 in the morning your time.
Yeah, Reef, don't ash in that beard, bitch.
Jogging, him and Stevie and cheese, and like you paint him as a young geriatric.
We were creating story there that we didn't know anything about. So that's I think that's propaganda.
Look what we did. We got Trump out. I am 100% going to say it, and I 100% believe it. That if it wasn't for CNN, I don't know that Trump would have got voted out.
Our focus was to get Trump out of office, right? Without saying it, that's what it was, right? So our next thing is going to be for climate change awareness.
Do you think it's going to be just like a lot of like fear, like climate?
Yeah, fear sells.
So the grift is coming. The climate change grift is coming. It is.
But I will say this.
They've been talking about this. This is old.
I mean, I think it's a relatively.
I will say this, and I will accept all of the apologies when it turns out I'm right. Trump's gonna win, and he's gonna be the China, anti-China. Oh my God, how is he doing this sort of guy? That's what's gonna happen, I think.
So Reef, Wide Awake posted this video yesterday or today.
It was
So,
today.
I think this is from.
I don't know how long
if I'm not
ago.
mistaken,
I think it's from it's still Project Veritas. So
I think it's Veritas,
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
It looks
I think
like
I've seen
it's
this
probably
before.
at least like 5 or 6 months.
This
old.
was
This
old.
2 years ago. Yeah. Okay.
I remember Jimmy
Well,
playing this. I
it's,
do
it's
believe.
especially it's even more
Yeah.
prescient now than it was 2 years ago. Holy fuck,
I forget what was
Yeah.
the context of this again.
dude! Because it's just CNN fucking admitting that
No,
climate
but weren't we
change. They're
talking
just gonna
about something?
freaking
You sent this to me like
Well,
in the context of the comment.
in the beginning. Well, because I mean, part of our thing on Monday, I guess, with like the climate change thing and how I don't want to go too much into it because like we're going fucking schizo mode on Monday. But this is like, dude, like it's just, this is like okay. So after Lahaina went down, I was like, this doesn't. I'm going old school Alex Jones. I'm just gonna start like looking up like his old school. I just remember the first time coming across Alex Jones, he was like going all hard about the FEMA camps,
You can check these sources.
And so like I was like, all right, Greg, like this Lahaina shit's fucking weird. I'm just gonna start doing the like Alex Jones freaking schizo mode shit on this. And like, yeah, there's like direct connection from Lahaina to FEMA. And so it's like getting real. And it looks like
It's
we're
terrifying.
gonna start seeing like Lahaina is like just the first.
No, it's really scary what's happening to Maui. It's really like terrifying.
Yeah.
So
They're like literally
I think
turning. They're like.
I think we're
they're
gonna
turn
start
it into
seeing
like a yeah.
we're gonna start seeing a lot more shit like Lahaina happening. I think.
I'm
If
still
like
on
the whole freaking weather modification stuff and directed energy weapon stuff is like as real as
Dude,
you know, we all think it
why
is.
have you ruled out sharks with freaking laser beams?
Hey, I saw Austin Powers. I don't rule that shit out.
Freaking laser.
I'm telling you, that's what no one wants to look into it, but
I mean,
you
it's
know,
just,
look it up.
I'm just like at the point now where
The words of Eddie Bravo.
I've been like with the stuff that I've been covering with Greg, stuff that I see with you guys, and like I'm just like in the rabbit hole, like so deep at this point that I just like don't give a fuck if I sound absolutely batshit insane, because I'm just gonna be like, this is from the government's website. This is from the government's own website. Like that's how fucking crazy it is.
Well, no, but these days, like people will call you a conspiracy theorist for like saying like Nord Stream 2, like we blew up Nord Stream 2. Like there's things that they say in front of your face. Like
we fucking did blow
right
it up.
now. You're
did you find
you're reporting from?
Did you find that
You're reporting from the site of the Nord Stream pipeline right now, Greg.
Oh, you could do.
You're literally.
I'm at the bomb site. I could actually see right here. Over there is the boot that the Gray Zone found. So just if you have any questions, just send in chat, like anything about Nord Stream, journalistically, just you can tell me what whatever's going on.
Did you find
my favorite thing about that story was that the Gray Zone, the Gray Zone even called the people who work on the pipeline to see if it's their boot, and they're like, "We don't go out there. It's a gigantic, like, reinforced double steel fucking pipe. We should never have to go out there if our job was done right." You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Bad cookie.
You know, it's not our fucking boot.
Oh, is that so? Was that with their most recent live stream? I haven't seen that yet, so I guess I gotta watch that.
What?
Was Gray Zone talking about that on their most recent live stream?
No, that's one of their older things. I think that might have been Lafredo.
Okay,
that did that.
I remember something.
Like you should look up. I think they literally called it like. We covered it on Iron and News. If you look up Das Boot, that's what we did it as.
The Rock definitely looks like he would smell of massive levels of Axe body spray. That was a good one.
Oh, man, it's just what was I was looking for something.
Let's have a throwback for a moment.
I was gonna put
the lich. Why are you showing me the
Hillary is so corrupt. She is the
she's
She got kicked.
He never locked her up. He never locked her up. Never fired Fauci. He gave Fauci an award.
Don't be rude.
Don't
No,
be rude.
guys.
Don't be rude. People
Guys.
tell me.
No, guys.
They say Donald.
Guys,
Donald. She's a bad lady.
guys, he'll save
She's
America.
a very bad lady.
He'll save America from the deep state the second time around. It's okay. Let's just keep going. You know, make America.
We're gonna drain the swamp.
Yeah.
Guys,
We're gonna build a golf course.
this is
gonna be great.
This is essentially the Donald Trump sell right now. It's like, hey guys, I know I was president. I know I said I was going to clean the swamp. I know I didn't.
I'm gonna do it this time.
I promise I'm going to do it this time.
You know what?
Sell,
You know what?
That's the whole campaign.
The thing is that they don't realize Trump is holding on to his ace in the hole, which is he's going to start smoking giant cigars.
Yes.
Right? That is going to be the thing. He's going to be, look, believe me.
Believe me.
I smoke the best stogies.
And then
It's
they
going
will
to be
start calling him a
amazing.
fucking
Look,
mega
here's the
communist.
deal.
Castro smokes
Okay, I'm
cigars all the time.
sorry. I'm sorry. The right will never be allowed to capture the cigar smoking fucking.
I'm with you on
no,
that.
I
I would
won't
have a
allow it.
problem
I will not allow it.
Because
It's
Okay.
That already happened.
fucking-
Schwarzenegger already did it.
No, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
Schwarzenegger.
The commies have the lock on the cigar smoking aesthetic, if you will. Okay, that's non-negotiable. Hey, Senate girl.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Greg. There was
What's
like
in it?
something I wanted you to look up on fucking Grabian that would have been a really short clip to find.
Ew,
Hillary.
Hillary.
She has terrible pantsuits.
Oh God.
Why can't we?
Terrible
find-
pantsuits, Hillary. She has.
Why can't?
I tell them, look,
Washington is failing.
why have that shoulder
Vote for
pad?
me.
Why can't we?
Everyone knows you don't have those shoulders.
Why can't we just find her phylactery and destroy it?
I wasn't really sure.
Would it be a phylactery? Would it be phallic actory?
Phylactery. It's a
Because
phylactery is what
I
a
guess
lich contains
You
their
didn't
soul.
send
in.
her invitation.
Yes,
by
it's
email.
also what they used to put
Or
oil in
maybe
ancient
you
Egypt.
did,
But you know, what do I
and
know?
She just found out about it through.
Yo,
the
I'm not
wonder of
talking about.
WikiLeaks.
Like oil for the dead.
I'm not
We've
talking
learned
about
so
real
much
life.
from
Bree.
WikiLeaks. For example,
I'm
believes
talking
that it's vital to
life.
deceive the people by having one public policy and
A
a
private
totally
policy.
different policy in private. That's okay. I don't know who they're angry at, Hillary.
And
for.
Trump has what?
For example,
How's he different?
This is
Here
such
she is
bullshit
tonight.
theater. Holy
They're all
shit.
friends. No, like, they went to each other's wedding. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. He said he donates to all the campaigns. Like he doesn't care. Like these
Public.
guys.
pretending not to.
Who's
hate
gonna say the
Catholics.
George Carlin quote that we all know?
Book of Carlin, chapter
Now,
4,
some of
verse
you
3.
haven't known.
they kind of hijacked that. quote.
Hillary isn't laughing as much as the rest of us. That's because
Big club.
she knows the jokes.
She doesn't have a sense of humor.
All of the jokes were given to her in advance of the dinner,
They talked
by
about
Donna
this
Brazile.
beforehand. I promise you.
which is
Yeah.
Donna Brazil.
everyone knows it.
Donna Brazil, I saw her doing stand up
Hillary's belief that
before.
it takes a village,
Not great sets.
which
We
only
love
makes
joking
sense
about
after
how
all
many
in
people were
places
killed.
like Haiti. where
He's
she's
so,
taken
dude, he's so
number of
memeable. Fucking,
Dude, I remember back when he was running. Like, I was just my
One
like,
sec,
my
I gotta
senior-
piss.
senior year of college. Like, I had girls in my dorm room who were crying. I swear to God. Like, like the night of 2016. Like, listen, like I'm pretty sure we really had this chat earlier before. My voting record so far is only 2016. I voted for Bernie, voted for Jill Stein, and then I voted for Bernie, and then I didn't vote. And that's my only experience with elections. So take with that what you will.
Mhm.
There's people who voted for this guy. I know people.
Sounds like you're a right-winger.
Yeah.
From Rutgers, I know Bernie people who went to go vote for Trump because they were just pissed off. I know people who are really.
I knew a bunch of people who did that. I tore up my balance.
Just like you could have protested vote with third party, but whatever.
Yeah, like I had a conversation with my friend the other day.
Over now.
At a bar, like telling her like what do you say to those people? All our friends that went to go vote for Trump,
Okay, no, I have something to say about this. Hold on.
I have actually. There's like the accelerationist argument.
Okay,
that's what a lot of people said.
Okay, so
that's
I know a lot of people.
My take.
I have a lot of friends and also family in the States who.
No, you don't. Don't lie.
Yeah. If you have family, you can debate if I have friends or not. Okay. So I have a lot of friends and apparent friends and family.
No places.
Who literally said I didn't want to vote for Trump, but I voted for him because I was legitimately convinced that Hillary was going to start World War III. They were terrified.
Yeah, they were also voting against someone.
They were because remember when Hillary was I'm going to be even more hawkish than Barack Obama, and everyone's like, "What the fuck?
You don't need that." Yeah,
really?
Well, and in retrospect, think about all the stuff that has happened now that should have happened when Trump was president.
Really everything
shit should have already been happening. The 15 cities shit probably should have already been happening.
Yeah,
all that stuff was got set back a few years, and they got Biden to freaking.
I feel like Trump was kind of a buffer where it's okay, are they okay? Are they finally ready to accept us going into neo-feudalism? No, okay, Trump for 4 years and let's revisit. Yeah. And then it's they're less ready now, and I feel like the bourgeoisie is just oh shit, they're really kind of just talking about a revolution now, guys.
They really. I mean, is Trump
up? I'm sorry.
Trump's part of it, though. Trump's part of it.
Yep. He is.
So,
he absolutely is.
They don't. I guess.
Dude,
I don't see your point. Are they they don't care if Trump's president? Do they really care? No.
Dude.
Maybe
it's just good cop, bad cop. That's it. It's just good cop, bad cop.
That's what happens if Trump becomes president? We have a war with China instead. Then we're probably gonna have a war with China anyway. So
no, and that's why Trump's gonna win. And I think there's gonna be.
He was also president and didn't go to war with China.
Well, I know that's the Republican thing now.
China,
the fucking huge,
that was before BRICS.
Yes,
that was before BRICS, though, my dude. Now it's it's becoming a reality that the American.
That's a really good point.
Yeah,
sure.
It's becoming a reality that the American.
I mean, I can see the speeches now. Biden, he loves China. Thinks they're great.
Yeah, despite his.
Remember I said the Wuhan flu. I said it from the beginning.
I called it the China virus.
China virus.
I called it the China virus. I was right.
So, what do you guys think they were having? They were talking about?
Biden was wrong.
What's that?
What do you think this moment was about? What do you think they were talking about? Because obviously this is candid. So, what do you think they were talking about?
I would have to listen to
Which one? Oh, you don't have it up. There you go.
You're gonna quiz us on this.
I mean, probably how cheap the champagne was.
Probably.
They bought Costco champagne. No, I can tell.
Hillary was probably talking about how good. Hillary was probably talking about how good the DP was last night.
I sell steaks.
Come on. I don't want to imagine that.
I imagine that these people are so rich that they just assume that they're always on camera, so they fake their bullshit look at all times.
They're all narcissists.
They're all huge narcissists, emotionless people who just bullshit all the time in front of each other because they're
Bill. They're called swingers clubs. Yeah, they're great. I own a few of them. They're nice. You put your keys in the bowl.
It looks like an ad. This little candid shot. It looks like something that would be
they're
in
definitely swingers. Ad. They're 100%.
You know what this is called?
They were all on Epstein Island, man. Of course, they're swingers.
This picture.
Come on.
This picture is called class solidarity. That's what
That's a good way to put it.
We fucking need. It's what we fucking need because they have it. They have it. Because look at all of them.
They are called the haves.
You know what? If someone in our class did half the shit Trump did, they'd be in jail for life. They'd be executed. They'd be.
He's already going
shipped
to jail.
off to the moon.
Or like they're.
Oh,
trying
of course. Yes, of course he is. Of course he's going to jail. I'm gonna go with he's never.
Meanwhile, those same people that are indicting Trump are now indicting the Cop City protesters for being domestic terrorists. So
yeah,
whatever. What do we know?
Like Menendez or something.
I think Cop City is connected to the FEMA camp shit. I'm pretty.
I
sure.
hate Bob Menendez.
Cop City.
Yeah, I could see that. Because
like if you read the executive order, it's like to like build like military. No, like it's the Rand Corporation, like what they like wanted to do.
Yeah.
So
it's more police are needed.
Well,
that's pretty much.
Absolutely.
They were more boots. Like FEMA camps for like actual U.S. people like across the country. There's documents, but yeah, they're crazy.
As a person who grew up like all my family's from Louisiana and stuff, we definitely know FEMA pretty well.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's Mississippi and Louisiana is where my peeps are from. But I mean, after Katrina, like I still have family that live in FEMA.
Oh, that was another disaster. Oh,
like they got to keep them. So like it was partially it was. The city never built infrastructure to protect what they knew was coming. Like, what levees you think broke? The ones near the rich folks or the ones near the ninth?
Right, exactly.
No, the one for poor people. Huh?
So what happened was, just like in Lahaina now, you had this thing come in. Everyone who could afford to leave left, right? The ones who couldn't afford to leave stayed, drowned, died, right? And then once all those houses were available because the people literally weren't living there anymore, the rich folk came back in, the ones who could afford it, right? Bought up all the land, bought up all the old businesses. It's predatory capitalism 101, So,
of course.
So what do you think?
And FEMA is just an aspect of that where we're not going to pay you to actually fix your home. We might give you a shitty trailer to live in while you're there because we're obligated to do something at the time because Kanye West is saying Bush doesn't care about black people. But also with Canadia's favorite comedian, who's that guy? Myers.
Seth Meyers?
Mike Myers?
I know.
Mike Myers.
Is it Mike Myers
British? Yeah, he was like standing right next to him. If you look up the Kanye West,
his face was
black
like
people. His face is like the one that's like, oh shit!
He should have said.
Sorry, one sec. We need critical thinking. That is a good point. I also believe that if Trump was in office too, we'd still be in this bullshit with Ukraine. I don't think it would be any different.
Yeah, well, still be.
But Hillary would have. I mean, I think it already would have started.
But
I guess.
Well, so then they couldn't. Then they wouldn't be able to sell their RussiaGate bullshit. Is the thing. I had a friend. It's like one of my roommates. Senior year of college.
Well, we knew that Trump was sending weapons to Ukraine the whole time. That was.
We'd be heading to Taiwan, but
like after Trump got elected,
I don't think we would. Here's the thing that Jimmy talked about it too, right? Whereas like Trump put an ugly face to ugly policy, right? Whereas like when the Democrats get in office, everyone goes back to sleep.
Yep.
Yep.
So I think if that happened, all the liberals in the world would be like, "How dare you?"
And all of a sudden, with the
like we'd have a unified opposition,
kids in cages stuff.
Reef, you're starting to sound like a Trump.
Right.
Okay. You're starting to sound like
well, I do live near a lot of them. I know the accent rubs off a little, but I can put more on if I need to blend in. You know what I'm saying?
Put more on.
It.
Got him.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean.
So what's your guys' attempt at like red pilling your parents? Because like sometimes like I get like family.
I don't even
telling me,
try.
like, oh, you sound
Mine
like a
are
libertarian.
pretty
You
red
sound
pilled
like a
already.
conservative.
Yeah, okay.
I do.
So-
I try little things, and it's just,
okay. So I've gotten my mom completely
I
on
just-
board with workers only
Okay.
means of production. The problem is like my dad is like.
That's what I'm trying to
you need
explain.
My dad's like, you need to read Atlas Shrugged. And
Sometimes
I'm
there
like-
isn't explaining.
Oh,
And I'm
God.
like, Dad,
You don't need to.
And I'm like, Dad, I've read it, and
yeah.
Ayn Rand's whole ideology is just an ideology for narcissists to pretend they're like
It's
like
it's literally the
like-
philosophy of selfishness.
yeah, it's you're literally just like
They're the
being
ultimate selfish.
sold a pill on being like a shitty person. And he's like, well, no, because that's like human nature. And I'm like, really? Is it? Because capitalism's only been like 300 years old.
You
So
can connect
it really
Rand to
isn't probably, right? And then we stopped talking because he just like, he doesn't. But the thing is, like, my dad's literally a narcissist. So to him, it makes perfect sense, right? He's like, yeah, I think that's all about me. I'm good with it. And I'm like, no.
So yesterday, I'm downstairs with my. Well, I'll let you finish your story. I was just like super high.
No, I was done. I started rambling.
I was so like my mom's watching like MSNBC and they're bullshitting about the Ukraine war. And I was like, do you even know like who we're defending right now? And she's like, I'm a history teacher. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, what if I told you like Zelensky banned all opposition parties? What if I told you that like he is not having elections? Oh, I don't believe that at all. I don't believe you. I was like, okay, give me a
What
second.
and what part of history did she think she knew about?
Pulled out my phone.
Like,
And I showed her an NPR article. NPR. Okay, like can you get more freaking like mainstream than that?
Shit,
Showing
let me in.
nice,
Zelensky banned
polite Republicans.
opposition parties. You know, and she's like, nope, I don't believe it. So
That's what they do. They just
that's where I'm
don't
at.
believe it. So like I spoke to like I was gonna say that I spoke to I had a conversation at like some random bar.
Like I've done that multiple times with my mom, and it's just
I was in some random bar in Manhattan. Like turns out like one of the bar
Mama's
owners
coping.
is like a person from
Mama's
from
coping.
Moscow, and she's pro-Ukrainian. I was talking to her about like the war. I was like, so like, what do you think? She's like, no, like, you know, I think Putin is like an authoritarian. And I'm like, so what? I'm like, what? I asked her about like the Donbass, and I'm like, so what do you say about like that referendum when they said like that they voted like overwhelmingly to like separate and become part of Russia? And she's like, oh no, but that's bullshit. That never. That's all they have. It's just completely
thanks, bad cookies.
And then when you show them that happened, it's because
good to know that
they got invaded, and that's what
they just pretend. Yeah,
I
they just
actually-
pretend.
I'm online all the time.
I actually
it's called
I have no
goalpost
one to
moving.
talk to, so it's just like it's difficult. So
I actually red pilled my mom. So for background, my mom is half Ukrainian. And
interesting.
I actually red pilled the fuck out of her because she was always like the Holodomor. And I'm like, what do you think caused the Holodomor? And she's like, oh, Stalin, communism, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, do you realize that the Holodomor was all because of a drought that happened, which caused the famine? And she's like, wait, there was a natural reason for this happening? And I'm like, yeah, there was. So,
and also economic sanctions in a war-torn country.
Yeah,
that just got out. That just spent enormous amounts of money fighting Nazis in World War II for the West.
Yeah,
like
where
and lives.
And then I'm like,
no, I can't have like huge conversations with my parents like that. Like that's why I just like see something on
and then
TV
we're immediately
while, like,
sanctioned.
Go into like make something to eat, and then like see them on the TV, and I'm like, okay,
yes, Rose.
I love her. I love her
Oh,
no, I'm generally trying to understand like what she's Ukrainian and her family you know.
I'll tell you why, Greg. Because they've already written her off.
Here's the most crazy part.
They've already called her a crazy conspiracy theory. So if she's just like with Alex Jones, if then she's the one that decides to say anything, everyone can go see the crazy people think that.
Here's the crazy part of it. I will give a perfect example. My great aunt was one of was of the generation who literally immigrated from Ukraine to Canada. And I always thought it was because like, oh, Stalin bad. Before she died, I literally asked her, like, why did you guys immigrate? You know what she said? Because the Soviet Union was ending.
Well, it's also you notice like the ones in there's always the classic memes about the Cubans that left, right? That was all the rich folks who were going to lose their money.
The right wingers left.
That's why like, if you go to Florida, it's all the Gusanos, man.
Yeah.
They're all the Gusanos.
Right.
The Miami Cubans, dude, that they're like...
I came from Cuba.
Oh, I met them.
It's so funny getting the conversations with Miami Cubans.
Bro, I have this one dude that won't fuck off every single
Which is why we just play dominoes.
He's like, I'm from Cuba, and you really need to know that it's a bad place. And I'm like,
really?
It's doing better than America.
When's the last time you were there?
So why
you're just pissed that fucking Castro kicked you out of your fucking plantation.
Yeah. I'm
not, some of them didn't even get kicked.
Anymore,
some of them won the lottery to leave. Like, they literally won a lottery to leave.
I'm sorry that all the people with
they were the influential ones.
No, they just kicked out all the people with cluster B personality disorders, and they're salty about it, and that's all that happens. They're just like, man, I came to the U.S. because they wouldn't let me exploit people. That's it.
Pretty much
it. And like, what's their argument? Like, it's like that one tweet I always think about, where there's like a freaking tweet with like that went super viral and was like, oh, like. Y'all Miami Cubans are just mad that Castro put your granddaddies in the meat grinder or something. Like,
that's so good. It's like, man, I moved to the US because I want to keep exploiting people.
I mean, I'm sure they're told, like, whatever they're told, that, like, you know, their family worked their asses off to be able to own slaves, de facto slaves or whatever. You know, that's like the fucking fantasy that they're told, and they take it to America.
Yep. And good news, because in America you can basically do slavery. You just have to own a business.
The Ukraine,
or put black people in jail.
The Ukrainian, there is a large faction of Nazis. I don't know if you know this, but there's a large amount of Nazis in the Ukraine, and they actually killed my whole family. I'm from the Ukraine, and they marched my entire family.
Yeah, the Banderites.
Mm-hmm.
Great
you can look this up. Like her dad is actually from Russia. So
parents. 10 siblings out into the forest and buried them alive
and she's
in the Ukraine.
Jewish.
So I don't understand why everybody's Ukraine. Well, I do understand, and that's also what terrifies me. People better wake up and do some research on their own instead of buying what comes across on the screen. And I try to shake them up, Pierce. You're goddamn right I do. I try to shake them up and crack their mind control programming. I do it for God.
Well, here's Roseanne, what I would say to that. I don't agree with you.
So they just pretend it doesn't exist. They just pretend.
Yeah, they just totally
just mention God.
Did you guys know her original surname was Borisovsky?
It's
Roseanne.
Borisovsky. It wasn't originally Bar.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So
about a lot of
when
stuff.
You know Whoopi Goldberg's last name
isn't
her original name.
Yeah,
that she changed
it.
Isn't
Goldberg?
No, like I thought she like changed it to like sound Jewish to like get ahead in the like entertainment industry. Like Whoopi Goldberg's original last name is like something totally different.
I don't know about
I know what you're saying. You're perfectly entitled to your views. I would say in relation to the suggestion that they're all a bunch of
You haven't seen the swastikas on those
Roseanne,
soldiers' arms.
The
It's in the
President Zelensky
news.
himself is
Johnson.
Jewish, so obviously he is de facto not.
I hate that
I
excuse.
know, but he's
Oh
yeah,
my
and
God.
Obama's not. Yeah, and the U.S. is not racist because Obama.
Yeah, I hate that excuse. I can't stand that excuse.
Yeah. It's the same exact thing. It's the same exact.
It's not a good one. Are all Jews the same? For God's sake, talk about anti-Semitic. Just because the guy's a Jew doesn't mean he likes Jews or that he's doing anything good for the Jews. I mean, so what? Who cares what anybody is?
Whatever.
She needs to work on her tone.
Holy fuck. Okay, I'm sorry. I get what she's going for, but Jesus.
Yeah, I know. Listen to this. Listen to this.
Just because they're skin folk don't mean they're kin folk.
Oh no.
What? No!
What?
Who's that?
Don't say that.
You were so good with the whole people owning the means of production thing. You were on the right path. What is this?
Don't say that shit. We're all politically correct these days.
You know what I mean? Just because they're the same color as you don't mean they ain't trying to lock your ass up. Wake up, people!
Wake up!
Wake up, people! I hate Jewish people.
Well, at least she did that. Like that's she's a Zionist, but at least we got people like that. She's a traitor.
Wake up, people!
Wake
up!
She just like
that nasally ass voice.
Crazy before even being like mischaracterized. Oh,
that is. I'm sorry. Okay, so I have a question. Oh.
Up.
Hold on. Okay.
Where's the question?
Closing. We're good.
Look.
I have a question. Who here thinks Alex Jones is a legitimate, source? And who thinks Alex Jones is somehow connected to the intelligence agencies?
He's definitely connected to intelligence.
I mean, that's definitely the number two.
His family has, but at the same time, I think you need to consider that the way that journalism, the way the CIA disseminates fact and fiction, is through freaking.
Go look up Alex Jones sounding like a Democrat. There's a video of him early on, real young Alex Jones, literally in suit and tie.
Yeah, I used to sound like a Democrat too.
Is that what it is?
We all used to sound like Democrats for the most part.
Yes, but he was especially it was not the Alex Jones you would think of. It looks like a completely different
My thing with Alex Jones is I just accept the fact that he gets bad information and that he also has his own agenda on occasion. So you have to.
Well, he turns stuff like Whitney Webb shit into fucking Illuminati, New World Order.
I think
at the same time, he'll be like, Google this. You can look this up. He'll put this shit. He'll be like, here's this article. You guys fucking look it up for yourself. Here's the source. Here's the freaking orders. Look it up. Go check it out for yourself. Do your own research. So that's kind of where I come from with it. I'm like, as long as you're not if you're aware enough as somebody who's trying to disseminate fact from fiction, then you can watch Alex Jones and know when he's just doing the frogs are gay, dumb shit. And when he's on some real shit.
They're making the frogs gay.
And there's something I think there's something I think we've talked about that where him actually saying the frogs are gay thing was kind of like a psyop in itself to kind of make a joke out of freaking
he's
actually happening.
He's an actor. He's definitely an actor.
He's still a good one.
I will absolutely say that I think he's I think he's controlled.
He's controlled opposition,
because look
at some point he got.
You guys have seen the COVID thing, right?
At some point he got
you guys have seen
I'm pretty sure he got MK Ultra.
I mean, he's gotten some shit right in my lifetime, and I've come back to him.
No, he's
10, 15 years later, and been like, okay, I know how to look at him differently now.
I'll just make this argument. How could someone who isn't on the inside have possibly predicted COVID the way he did in that documentary? 20 years ago or whatever?
Well, he also predicted 9/11.
Yeah,
we showed that.
He predicted 9/11.
That's fucking bonkers.
In July 2001.
So yes, he's connected, but at the same time, okay, that's legit. He fucking called it. So at the same time, maybe he's controlled opposition in some weird way but you know, like he's a source I use. It's a fucking source I'm gonna use for fucking Monday, that's for sure.
I mean, I use them too, just because I want to know like what the
thing is like he does the thing that freaking like Ryan Christian does, where he's like, look at the source. Here's the source. This is what I used. If you like, yes, he goes off in his own freaking agenda and has like his own like, oh, it's the globalist thing, which is like the obvious bullshit. But if you're like in pursuit of like the truth, you don't really care. You tune out the fucking shit where he's talking about the globalist agenda, the Illuminati. You look at the sources that he's using. You look at the freaking like maybe some of the ways that he's kind of connecting the dots. But I'm not.
Everybody knows who he's referring to when he says globalist, right? Because
it's a dog whistle. It's a dog whistle.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But here's my theory. That's always been a deflection from capitalism, because they can't blame capitalism, right? Can't.
Well, it's like the same. It's like the
what.
argument you use when you bring up all fucking Soros connections.
Yep.
You know, the same fucking thing. You can't talk about that shit without being freaking
an anti-Semite.
Yeah, like
or not like a literal Nazi.
It's like a wall. It's like, oh no, you can't criticize capitalism because that's going to make you insert.
Peace out, Reef.
All right, Reef. Peace.
Bye, fam.
All right,
enjoy
see
the rest
you,
of the
buddy.
show.
Peace out.
We're probably gonna end soon anyway. I gotta get going too.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Now it was 4.
Yeah, that's a good comment right there. Actually,
Bill Gates up there with that little chicken neck.
Not
you know how you walk like a demonic kill.
Like it's retarded.
And Angelina Jolie going, children.
I am
Also,
Arnold
Vice News,
Schwarzenegger.
I'm
which is
Piers
freaking
Morgan. Ever seen a Chowini? My name's Glenn Beck. That's Hillary. Hold on, I'm Gary Johnson. Hi, this is Barack Obama without my teleprompter. I was raised by the Ford Foundation and Carnegie Endowment. Welcome to McDonald's. May I help you? I'm Bernie Sanders. Chris Hazel's glasses like he's a little smart. Rachel Maddow. Thank you, Satan, for all your love. Signed, Cheryl Sandberg. Job of the Hutt. I'm the Amazing Randy. I am Optimus Prime. I am William F. Buckley of the Central Intelligence Agency, here to control and steer the conservative movement into the sewer line.
Yeah,
And the establishment says, Kambuga Shakamunda,
Like, out of context, he sounds like a fucking maniac. Like, I'd make the argument that when you
to be
like,
in nature and be natural,
even
and this is where
as long as I've been like
God made
doing the show with
transcend the
Greg,
new
like,
world order.
when you like
That's why they want to try to keep
give
us out
less
of
of a fuck about what people think about your opinions, you're more likely to just.
All right, hold on, turn it off.
Real.
I can't hear what he's saying. Thank you.
Sorry.
Oh God.
No, I
That
just
was
think
too good.
that's a good clip. But,
Yeah, there's stuff of him out there. I found one of him on Halloween 1997. But
The entire libertarian psyop was to keep dissidents from becoming communists. Yes. Base Jenny. Fucking base.
Libertarian?
Yeah,
Absolutely. Put that comment up here if you can.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Which one?
The entire libertarian psyop.
Oh,
was-
Jenny. I know. Yeah, Jenny.
There we go.
Oh, libertarian.
Yeah.
It's just
Base.
okay.
Mm.
Base
Like the ANCAP thing.
Jenny's a comrade. Yeah.
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 Okay. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Absolutely.
I would agree with that. Like I don't know the kind of like origination of like anarcho-communism. I fucking hate that term. But like that's kind of where I would see they would like detracting people back into freaking like capitalism.
I always felt like anarchism in general got psyoped at some point where it's like, okay, let's like figure out how we can get the anarchists to get back into like feudalism, and let's steer
There's just like
direction.
the
of
problem.
corporate.
The problem that I see historically with like the fucking anarchists is that they get co-opted by like different states because they're trying to like the fucking Kurds, okay? Like that, like Rojava and stuff like that. Like that's all like anarchists basically. Yeah, thanks, CIA. Exactly, Jenny. But like the anarchists basically co-opted into freaking like U.S. interventions, and so it's like they kind of get a bad rap and kind of like can be interpreted in this kind of like disingenuous way, I think, because it's like you're not dealing with people who are representative of a state, and you have to recognize that the US and other Western powers are going to like use them to their advantage, you know? And so it's like kind of like your enemy and my enemy. What's the
your enemy, my enemy is my friend.
Yeah, the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
My enemy is my friend. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which is a terrible philosophy, by the way.
But that's kind of like, but if you're trying to freaking like become an anarchist society, you know, and you see that the US or a Western nation just wants to like, you know, kill the same people you do, essentially. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just very complicated. I don't read enough of it, but it's like, it's just, that's where I see the bad rap coming from. It's just that they get used all the time in US wars.
What I see is normally it's one of two things.
Like,
it's one of two things. So anarchists either get co-opted over to the right, like someone we all know with red hair happen to.
Yeah. Well,
or they get co-opted into liberalism because they're trying to like
goddamn libs.
They're trying to like they're basically trying to take people out of the like I'm against the capitalist government. They're trying to get people like away from that and push them into different camps where they would like kind of like.
Well, it's like the hyphenated thing. It's like the hyphenated thing. Like everybody's got to be in their little box with anarchism.
Yeah.
Like yeah, and like basically with like communism is communists and freaking like Marxist Leninists.
Yeah.
And like everybody wants to be a hyphenated thing in anarchism, which I guess you could look at as kind of like a psyop in itself to try and freaking just divide them.
Yes. Absolutely.
I would agree with that all day.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think anyone. I think that's a fact at this point. It's a
Everybody have their
fact.
blind spots.
Okay.
All right. You wanna wrap these? You wanna wrap this one up?
Hold on. Jenny is like with bars here. You have to hand it to them that they were able to
Jenny's
turn
always got the
Yeah,
point.
Jenny's great.
would-be communists into a bunch of cringe, doped out.
Dude, that reminds me of a really old tweet I fucking.
Well, that's what the whole '60s psyop was.
Fuck
That's
yeah.
like,
Dude,
I can
that's
show
fucking. You
I
should
can
pull up
show
that
you-
tweet at the end where they're interviewing them. They're just fucking chilling. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's like it's gotta be from over a year ago, but that's exact. Like the CIA totally freaking like taking a bunch of freaking reactionaries who just wanted to freaking do a bunch of drugs and freaking smoke weed and
Yep.
out and get them into freaking Reaganites. So
Yep.
that's exactly what happened. It was really unfortunate. It's like it's an old tweet if you're trying to find it. I don't know if I'd be able to find it.
Let's see.
Well,
But it'd be kind of funny to wrap things up with that because it is pretty funny. Because it's like they have no idea, they have no like real like understanding of the way the world works at all, and they're like, we're just gonna work it out. We're just gonna like talk to each other and like just like feel each other out and come to conclusions together. And
Oh, look what we got here.
Oh, look what we got.
oh no, it's the boss!
Oh, we're in trouble now.
Oh shit! Fuck. Hi.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, what's going on?
oh, he's just saying himself muted.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I guess he's muted, yeah.
We're behaving ourselves. We
Yeah, we're being
promise.
good.
We're being good. He's like, you guys are off the YouTube. Oh, he was just dropping in
No, he was.
just to check
Yeah,
on
he's
us
gone.
real quick.
Okay, my chosen.
Oh, here he is.
He's just trying to
hold
make.
on, audio.
Oh, here we go.
Audio. Shit was frozen.
Stream is frozen.
Yeah. Shit, no, everything like StreamYard, Restream, everything froze. All right, I'm back.
Yeah, no, it takes
Oh,
a shit ton
no.
of RAM. Like it's.
Yeah.
Is that
Wait,
is that
so-
Restream or is that like all the different platforms?
That's just
I don't know, man. I don't know. Browser's timing out. I don't know. It's yelling at me, but we're good now.
Apparently,
I
it's
found
going
the
okay
thing.
because we have comments and people watching.
Yeah.
So
Hi,
Greg,
everybody.
check your DMs. I found the tweet.
Nice.
Oh.
anyway,
Check it on Twitter.
So I don't know if you dropped it. What's that? What do you got?
Apparently, Restream was shitting and farting and doing a real big cum, I guess. Oh, sorry, guys.
Yeah, we know.
Wouldn't be the first time with Restream.
Okay, so where's
Yes,
chat
maybe I can
here?
just pull it back
There
from.
it is.
Pull it back from. Did you find it, Greg?
Oh, I see cookies. I see Emily to John. What's up? Old man Barker.
What's
We
up?
need everybody's here. Look out. Look out. Oh, it's been crazy. So yeah, fuck Sean Fain. You know, I think this is some bullshit that they're pulling with the UAW. Nobody wants to talk about it, and I basically came in here to rant about this because I have not heard one other person talk about this on a stream, which is that the problem with UAW striking and why they didn't all go out at once was simple math, number one. Number two, in the past, what they've always done is they've picked one of the big three and they've threatened to shut them down if everybody doesn't get in line and play ball.
Didn't know that.
And then if you don't do that one, then we'll do the next one, then we'll do the next one. Part of it is because of the size of the strike fund.
Right.
And that's the problem here is the math of the strike fund. Is you had $800 million. If you had 150, just do the math, 150,000 employees times 500 a week is $75 million a week. They basically could have struck for 10 and a half weeks if they used the entire strike fund of the entire UAW, which also covers non-big three auto worker members. So they couldn't even use that. And I heard that it was somewhere around 400 to 500 million that they actually had available to them. So you're talking about 8 weeks at a full strike. And I think the bosses just looked at each other and were like, shit, we can wait out 8 weeks. We know what they have sitting in the fund. We'll just wait them out.
You really okay? Yeah, I guess I could see where you're coming from. That's fucking evil shit. That's evil shit.
Dystopian, but
they would just sweat it out for a quarter. They're like, yeah,
capitalism.
we'll just tell all our buddies who are investing in the stock to just fucking chill out for the next freaking quarter and freaking buy the dip.
Not just that, but they also stockpiled up parts in certain locations. They made sure, and they worked with Fain to make sure that they didn't strike initially in the most critical plants, the engine plants, and the part. You know, they struck the Jeep Wrangler plant. You know, the places that weren't really important, the non-strategic strikes to start with, and nobody else was really talking about that. They were too busy kissing his ass for the strategy. Everybody trust the strategy.
If you don't want to share, put in your private chat, put in the chat, or tell me where do you go to get freaking union news? Because I'll go the WSW was it
Yes,
the World
they're among the
Socialist
best.
website?
Yeah, they're among the best. Actually, they've been calling out Sean
because they
Fain.
did the stuff with the rail unions last year. They were really doing a lot of good stuff. Okay, so if that's where you go, then I'll start.
I also go to Left Voice, which I think does a lot of good work also. But then you've also
Some
got
of them can be like shit Libby though.
some of them can be, yeah. They're socialists. So you've got you've got people that are
DSA
kind of
people.
freaked out by COVID and DSA people. Now I think they're to the left of DSA. I'd say they're more socialist alternative, and I like a lot of the socialist alternative stuff also. You know, their takes. Right. Well, it's not just Shama, but they are a worldwide organization that she is a member of. They are very selective about who they allow in, and you have to be participating and active to even be a member of Socialist Alternative. I mean, they hold their people accountable. You've got to continually participate. So I like those guys also. And I like also Mike from Payday Report.
Payday
He
Report?
goes out. Payday Report. He's from Pittsburgh. PaydayReport.com.
and he goes out. He's actually sick at home right now, but he was going to go out and in the field and start interviewing UAW workers. He went to the picket lines for the SAG-AFTRA strike and started interviewing writers. And
it looks like that's all he does. He's just like just does worker like labor organizing stuff. Awesome, cool, thank you.
Yep. Nice. He also can be at times a little shit-living, but I like him a lot, and he's a good guy. And I've DM'd with him in the past. He also was one of the few people to call out Amazon labor union when it came to Derek Palmer resigning and the whole news about his domestic violence charge a year ago. That was Payday Report that actually broke that. So I like those guys a lot.
Yeah.
But what we're seeing a lot of is a lot of what I saw with the UPS strike, which is that a lot of the corporate media is putting this narrative out there that he's being strong, and Jordan gives him a tongue-bathing interview today. I have not watched it, and I won't.
Oh my god!
Oh god!
I won't watch it. But my guess is that he did not challenge Fain very much on the strategy that they had used, and the strategy. You didn't hear the word strategy until 2 days before this whole thing, and then all of a sudden it went from get everybody ready. 97% of you authorize it. We're all going to get ready. We're all going to go out, and then it was. Yeah, we're only going to strike at 3 plants, and then we're going to give them a week to get their shit together. And if they don't get their shit together, then we'll strike some more. So that's where we are right now. They put a bunch more plans.
It sounds like they've already planned it out over the next freaking 2 months, and they're just pretending that it's all freaking. They're going back and forth, but they already know what's going to end up at 10 weeks from now. They already know what the end is going to look like.
They do, and
it's frustrating. This is why
they're like wildcat strikes. That's what they're trying to do.
This is why I am like kind of like against like institutionalized labor unions, because they're never going to tell you to freaking go to the CEO's house and burn his house down.
Base.
So
we really do need like a militant, like rank and file sort of working class, but it's not gonna happen.
Like it's just you. Like I feel like the unions are part of the bureaucracy.
It will fucking happen. It's going to happen. It's inevitable.
No, but it needs to collapse first, is what I'm saying.
No, yeah, that's.
Yeah, and it's going to collapse the second everybody realizes that they're like, we're done. We're at the point where we're done already. Everybody I know is like, I'm done. We just need to, like, get everybody together and tell them that whatever's happening isn't communism, but fucking crazy late stage capitalism. Because, like, that's how you achieve class solidarity. It's by, don't even use the isms to begin with. Just say, like, you know what? Our planet is owned by 5 people, and maybe we should do something about that.
Yeah, like
maybe we should do something about it.
3 people have more money than like half the country.
There is no more left and right. It's just, there's no like this strange dichotomy just meant to confuse you and divide you. It's really just humanity versus evil. Like it's literally at this point, it's humanity versus evil. I'm not kidding.
At this point, it's Marxism or nothing.
Like Zelensky wanted to freaking make Marina Abramovich an
ambassador.
An ambassador, yeah.
And now I'm like completely like on like as far as like the satanic witchcraft, all that stuff, like kind of like surface level on that. Like, yes, she's a witch, but like I don't know how deep it goes, and I'm not like totally like involved in that shit. But seeing her
but I don't know how
becoming the ambassador to Ukraine while there's an ongoing war,
it's insane.
It makes me think that like
oh shit,
are we about to see like is she about to do some like crazy freaking like seance? Like are we about to see like the end of this war and like all of a sudden 50,000 people are dead and like I don't know, just like I
love that.
It just sounds fucking insane that like this witch, like everybody knows is like a witch. Everybody knows about the spirit cooking shit. Everybody knows about her connections to fucking what, like who you like, Clinton, freaking Podesta, This is all on WikiLeaks, by the way, guys. Like, you can go to WikiLeaks and you can freaking like look at this shit. Okay.
Thank you, Julian.
That's
yes,
like
thank you, Julian.
100%.
That's like, yes. I mean, she's a devil, but we don't know what like layer of the 9 hell.
I'm gonna head out, guys.
All right.
All right.
Yeah,
Good night,
man. Talk
Greg.
tomorrow.
Good night.
Later, Greg. Quitter.
Yeah, I would say also shout out to our friend Ryan over at the Independent Review for including your Craig Murray segment from this week.
Yeah.
Politically Homeless. I watched that segment today. Actually, I hadn't watched it until now, but that was
good.
fire, bro. Like that was a really good segment. That really was.
Thank you. Yeah.
It was him and Hedges talking, and then you guys talking about the case. And at one point, someone couldn't figure out that it was the Ecuadorian embassy, but you guys got there. It was actually a really
well, yeah, because I think the chat was participating a little bit and helped us out there.
Yes, exactly. Right? Cookies. Greg the quitter.
Greg is a quitter.
But
Greg's a quitter, but he's got a show Monday.
Oh man, it's gonna be
it's
so
all good
on Monday.
Yeah.
I'm restraining myself so much.
I'm so here for it.
Reef was like, talking about FEMA. I'm like, you don't know what they did on September 6th. You don't know what they did on September 6th.
No, I don't.
No.
I don't know what that is. But we got a killer show up tomorrow night too. I got that all cut up. That's all scheduled now. Now you can save it and go and and make sure that you get alerts for it tomorrow night when and 10:30 tomorrow night. Nobody wants to work anymore. And
nice.
That should be after Due Dissidence is over. I try to make it a little bit later because I know that we've been kind of running up against them, and just makes it easier for everyone to pop over. Plus, Eaton gave us a nice shout out last week and told everyone to come watch the show afterwards. And this week, Himbo takes over a little bit and talks about some stuff. We look at some graphic design portfolios and what those look like. And then we go through my Substack article that I wrote about this new functionality in Substack where you can make that little 30-second AI video that reads a snippet of your article, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So
we shouldn't be fucking with AI.
That's
it was a good one. And
what is that? What did you say that was?
No, we shouldn't be fucking with AI. I don't know. I mean, I think of Terminator and Skynet, and this scares the shit out of me.
To be honest, like we all know what the eventual conclusion AI is going to come.
AI is going to kill us all.
It's going to realize humans are the problem.
Yeah, humans are the virus. Isn't that like every movie? Like, isn't that The Matrix, and humans are a disease, and and we are the cure. I mean, literally.
Yeah, they're going to turn us into batteries. Yeah, exactly.
Yes, that is literally the.
To be fair, I will be devil's advocate, though. Are they wrong?
No, but I want to live.
That's a hard question, isn't it?
I just don't. I don't.
It's not even hard.
The way I look at it,
No,
is
but
like,
I want to live.
Is right now, like we don't have singularity yet. Okay, so it's learning from our inputs, right? So
for now,
unlike all other technology prior to AI, okay, there's no transference of knowledge. Okay. So when you're interacting with AI, you're giving it your knowledge. You're transferring your knowledge into that product. Okay. So that's why I'm kind of like categorically against like using AI in any fashion at this point. Because
it's feeding you back propaganda is what it's doing, because it's giving you an aggregate of what corporate media thinks and believes.
It's also culminating. It's also learning from your inputs and your responses and like how, so I don't know, man. It's just.
But I feel like the capitalist class is just going to use it to like be more efficient at extracting.
Authoritarian.
Extracting.
And fire us all.
Surplus value, right?
Yeah.
Like that's probably their end. Yeah, exactly.
Well, and they're
just going to use it to
I was looking at something the other day. Is that so? At the end of the day, as it stands right now, AI technically can't. There still has to be some sort of intervention from a human at this point. To like have the AI, whether it's like putting in the code, putting in the prompt, like hitting enter, whatever, there still has to be some sort of like human intervention at some point. So it's like they're not at the point yet where they can just like have it like get rid of all the jobs and shit like that. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
And
well, when the bots program the bots, that's when that happens.
But
and that's
at the same time, like, can
totally-
AI, if it's at that point, like, can it actually create surplus value? Like, I don't know if it can. I don't think. I don't think it can. Like, I don't think it's infinite surplus value. I think it's like when you're displacing people who are working.
Well, can it imagine that what the video is going to be, and then that you're going to need a thumbnail and what that thumbnail should look like, and then spit out that thumbnail and upload it and do all the things that it needs to do to get it in the right place, optimized with the right keywords. It takes a person looking at all that stuff. YouTube Studio is not easy to mess with. Rumble, it is a dance to get all of this shit to work together.
AI can't account for shit posting.
Well, very true. Very true.
Great.
AI can't account for shit posting. Yep. AI is also racist. That's right, Jenny Lynn. Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
We program our racism into them.
As it stands right now, ChatGPT is pretty left-leaning, or not left-leaning. I'd say liberal-leaning.
Oh, it's a shit lib.
Yeah,
it's pretty corporate
It's pretty
leaning.
shit
Is what
lib,
I would call it. It's not. It's not left or right. It's
like
corporate.
It's like economic forum type shit.
ChatGPT is
capitalism.
ChatGPT is objectively anti-communist because I tested this out. It's like I pushed ChatGPT to like talk about like the Holodomor, for example, and I had to like give it 3 prompts until it finally spit out like, oh yeah, well
that actually happened. That didn't actually happen. It went like this.
There was a famine that might have contributed, and it's like that's why it happened though. Like that's why people starved.
So do you think there's any human intervention where they're seeing these prompts, like maybe there's like keywords coming in where if people are putting in inputs, they get flagged and there's somebody over at freaking Open AI, which
Society?
is not OpenAI.
Open Society. I thought you were talking about Soros.
No, not Soros. OpenAI is the company that has
I know that owns ChatGPT. Yes.
So there could still be some human intervention at that point where they're fucking trying to like flag and bury that shit and control narratives, and like the AI isn't totally like doing its own thing yet, you know.
People still need all the grain.
Like
damn it, Stalin!
Goddamn Stalin!
He ate all of it. God damn it! I hate it when Stalin eats all the grain.
Yeah. All right. Damn. So yeah, this week, by the way, we have a crazy busy week coming up at INN. We've got Politically Homeless on Monday. We've got American Tradition is back Tuesday night.
Oh, nice.
I don't know what Jesse's got going on, but I don't know if Greg said something earlier tonight, but we had got in touch with Pasta late in the week about his movie that's coming out on Rumble on Tuesday about Lahaina, the documentary that he shot while he was there, and he figured out a way to get Jesse's song "The Kings of Colony" in the closing credits.
Oh, nice!
So yeah, really cool. Very excited about that. Yeah, John to Emily to John. Yes, we're gonna be heading out, so you guys can all go watch Oz and Shanda soon. But I was just telling everybody what we're gonna have this week. Tuesday night we got American Tradition. Wednesday night we've got INN News with, of course, Reef and Colin. Thursday night we're gonna be moving. Nobody Wants to Work Anymore to Thursday night. Chris is gonna be taking off from Bread and Circuses, putting that back on the shelf for now. Friday we got Angel in the afternoon. Saturday night, Friday. I don't know. Yep, I don't know what we'll have Saturday, but then Sunday night we have the return of How Do We Miss That? And then the following Friday night we'll have Boats as well, because the Boats from Sunday will cut up and put out Friday night. So next Sunday night's October 1st. So we'll be back. You know, tomorrow night we've got one more Nobody Wants to Work Anymore Sunday night, 10:30. And then we're back to our normal 10 o'clock Sunday night. How do we miss that?
Nice.
And my kids are going to kill me, by the way, because it's my kid's birthday the second Sunday night. And I'm already starting to get grief about, Daddy, will you take off for that? Like, guys, it's a 10 o'clock show. You're going to be asleep by the time I do the show.
Yeah.
So I will probably be there. We'll most likely be doing that one too, because I've been missing doing the show. It's been nice being off for a month and, not doing that show for a little bit. It's a lot of work look, we basically start Thursday. Greg would know. We start Thursday. I start curating articles.
Wow.
Then Friday, I arrange it and I give him which ones that are going to be. And he starts making the thumbnails Saturday to Saturday night. By midnight Saturday, I'm making the stream. So it's literally like an all weekend thing where I'm laying it out and making sure that it's going to look good Sunday night when we go there. So I'm looking forward to doing that. The difference from that to nobody wants to work anymore, which we pre-record, I basically just hit 3 buttons and we go.
Yeah.
It's like night to day, man. It's like night to day. I like doing that show with you, man. With Himbo. It's fun.
Yeah.
And then we can chat afterwards. So we're probably going to need to record Monday night or Wednesday night this week so that we can get that out on Thursday and I have time to edit it and schedule it and make a thumbnail and everything. Monday night's probably better. Just trying to think out loud when we can record. But all right, everyone. Yeah. So I don't know if anybody else has anything else they want to hype. That's what I am, the resident hype man for everybody's shit.
Pretty stoked.
I would just like. I would just like to hype. Don't vote. Electoralism is bullshit.
I'm anti-voting too now. Bullshit.
And you should spend more of your time trying to help all of us achieve class solidarity, which I think is, I'll die in this hill, the most important thing we need to have right now. And 2, mutual aid and other shit that is more useful than voting. Because voting under capitalist democracy is retarded. I'm sorry.
Can't use the R word.
He used the R word. JB Font, by the way, did an awesome mutual aid stream today. He was on the ground and helping homeless people in Orlando. He had raised some money to
that's awesome. Yeah.
To give out care packages and water. And he was there for a few hours. And shout out to our brother JB for doing that. That's the kind, he's doing a damn thing. He doesn't just talk about it; he shows it.
Is the R word problematic now?
Yeah, our word is a little problematic. Oh, we threw Tommy out for that, but we're not throwing you out for that. No, it was bad.
I'm sorry. As someone with ADHD, I've been called that word my whole life, so I don't.
I was too.
But I think he was directing it at a specific person. I think he was directing it at a specific person versus. That is overall retarded. Now I'm in trouble too. So thanks, man. Everybody's in trouble. We're all getting canceled tonight.
Solidarity.
Fuck it. Retarded. I'll get canceled.
Yeah,
Chris,
we're all done.
Do it, Chris.
What?
Do it.
You're the only one left.
We need somebody to not be. No, don't get canceled. Don't cancel yourself. You said Ahmed.
Hey, I'm actually noticing my follower count kind of rising more steadily than it has over the last year and change. So maybe Elon did something.
No, he didn't. It's just a fluke. He's a complete douchebag.
You did something, my dude.
It's you, man. It's your show. It's this. It's punching people and fighting the Cornell West stands. And God bless him.
God bless him.
Listen, stop. If you support Cornell West, I will see you on the other side, man. It's all I will tell you. I'll see you on the other side because we know that he's not going to be president. So what are we going to do afterwards? I love you. We're all still family.
Yeah.
He's going to endorse Biden. So
I'm not. Yes, but he may or he may not. He may endorse Booby Kennedy. Who knows what happened, bro? Look. Do you have Booby Kennedy being a People's Party candidate on your bingo card for 2023?
Probably should, huh? I should consider that because he's ready to. It sounds like he's ready to bail the Democratic Party. Party, not Democratic.
I think Booby's going to go independent. He's going to have Nick Brana kissing his ass and begging him to align. He doesn't need the People's Party. He's going to get 5% on his own as an independent.
Just
Right,
do the independent thing. Yeah.
But he might do it anyway. He might do it anyway because they've got ballot access at least in 2 states. It's something. It's something to attach your name to. It's people. It's populist. It's aligned beautifully for him in a way. So
my battery's dying.
I don't totally dismiss it. All right. Angel's battery's dying. I'm gonna hit the theme song and say goodnight to everyone.
I'm
questioning everyone's motivation.
Goodbye.
Go see Beauty and the Boomer. Love y'all. Fuck
guys.
this.
Indie News Network, collaborative family of independent content creators. It's co-hosted normally by me, Indie. I'm founder and editor of Indie Left News and Indie Media Today. I got Reef Breland sitting next to me.
At Kennedy News.
Is Andrew Rivera on The Handsome Cynic?
Politics is survival.
My name is Jesse Jett.
It's American tradition.
What's up, Space Monkeys? Welcome to Political Fight Club. I'm Robert Durden.
I mean, I mostly make art for INN.
BigMadCrab Joe. Keep up those great videos.
Hey guys, it's Yeti. Coming at you.
Hello, my name is Lucy from Blue Moon Red Wine.
This is Chris Legion.
Keep fighting that good fight out there, guys. I'll talk to you later.
Who are these people?